I'm on my way to what I'm sure is going to be a really tough situation. Overnight, a mare has passed away and she's left a foal orphaned. Now, foals need a lot of attention and a lot of care, so I'm on my way there now to see if I can help.
Chris is on his way to Glenworth Valley, about an hour north of Sydney.
You poor little boy. It's okay.
At the stables, a heartbroken Mia and her mother Kerry are keeping a vigil over the little orphan foal they've named Brulee.
This morning I went into the paddock and I discovered that our mare Buffy was lying down. She doesn't usually lie like that, and when I called she didn't sit up and I knew there was something drastically wrong. I went over and she'd passed away not long before I got there. Hi Chris, how you going?
How are you?
Yeah. Average?
Yeah, I bet. Hey, I'm really sorry to hear what's happened.
Yeah, pretty devastating news, huh?
I bet. A little foal in here. Wow, look at you. All right, I might get in there and just see how he's going and then see if we can look at a plan.
Plan to be good right now.
Yeah, I bet. The moment I meet Kerry, the urgency is written all over her face. And the reason for that is obvious. Brulee hasn't had a proper drink for a number of hours. So how old is he now?
He was born 3 days ago.
Yep.
And he was a very large foal, as you can see. His mum appeared very healthy, placenta was healthy, everything looked great. And yeah, I was really happy with the way they were progressing, and then arrived this morning, and most unfortunately she'd had a big bleed overnight, and we lost her.
You're pretty sure that the reason she passed away was just from a bleed? Sorry, I need to ask these questions to make sure that whatever's affected her isn't something that could have been passed on to him. Anytime a mare dies, you're immediately concerned that maybe the same thing may be affecting the foal. If it was a virus or a serious bacterial infection, then the concern right now would be for Brulee's safety. Any small problem can become a massive issue for their health very quickly.
Hey, buddy.
It's okay, darling.
4-year-old Charlie has been rushed into the Bondi Referral Hospital SASH after getting a bit too greedy at a birthday party.
Oh, Charlie. You're a silly sausage.
Charlie's bad boy behaviour has a history of landing him in serious trouble.
This is not the first time that he's done this. We've brought him in before for eating hair ties, and he ended up in surgery, unfortunately. It's really upsetting that it keeps happening.
What's happened?
Charlie has eaten a ribbon that was wrapped around one of my daughter's birthday presents.
Okay, did you see him do it?
Yes.
Okay. We see it really commonly in young cats where they eat foreign objects, pieces of string, ribbon, bits of toys. But you would think by the age of 4 that a cat has grown out of that. Not Charlie. He knows he's done something wrong.
He does.
Hiding with his head in the corner. While I'm examining Charlie, he's really scared. I think he's feeling a little bit sheepish. He knows he's done something wrong. He knows he's at the vet and he does not want to be here. I need to have a look in his mouth. Charlie. You're terrified. Time is of the essence. It's highly likely that that ribbon is still in Charlie's stomach. If we wait, that ribbon could move out of his stomach into his intestines, and that's when he would need surgery. What we need to do now is make him vomit. All right, so wish me luck. Hopefully we will be able to make him vomit. If he needs to have an endoscopy, I'll come back out and talk to you, but we're just trying to prevent him from having surgery.
Fingers crossed.
Okay.
So fingers crossed he doesn't need surgery, because that's quite traumatic for him, for us. Don't want to go down that route again.
I think that the best thing is obviously just to give him a check out now, see what sort of condition he's in, because essentially, you know, the clock is ticking for him, as I'm sure you're aware.
Very aware, yeah.
We need to find him a source of milk, but also a source of company and someone that can really look after him, because even though he's a big boy, he's still a fragile boy, isn't he?
Very.
Chris is on a rescue mission at a farm north of Sydney, where a frail little orphan called Brulee is in serious trouble.
It's almost instinctive that any time you lose a mare, you immediately worry about the foal, because maybe there was a virus or a bacterial infection that could be affecting them both. The concern I have is that perhaps there is some deeper medical problem still lurking within him that could really threaten his health immediately. His mucous membrane colour is nice and pink, so he's obviously not lost any blood himself by the looks of it, which is encouraging. Let's have a little listen to any gut sounds here. Yeah, it's all right. It's okay. Okay, we are getting some gut sounds there, but they're probably spaced apart a bit longer than I'd like. So, you know, the worry I have is that if his gut isn't turning over and isn't moving as quickly as it should, then he is at risk of becoming constipated or developing a colic there. Colic is probably the #1 fear of any horse owner, and essentially it refers to a whole group of conditions that cause a horse's gut to stop moving. When it stops contracting, it's at risk of developing these toxins which can then spread around their body and kill them very quickly. The last thing I want to do is just get his temperature. Okay. All right, 37.6. At the moment his temperature's in a normal range, which is good news.
But Chris is now concerned Brulee could be dangerously dehydrated.
He's really seeking out a drink. My feeling is that his blood sugar levels, his glucose levels as a result of just that lack of milk are probably falling fairly rapidly. So really, if we're going to get his gut moving and avoid any risk of him going into that hypoglycemic situation just from a lack of energy, we need to find him a permanent solution. We need to find him another mother. Because sure, milk is important, but he needs that company, he needs that nurturing that only a mother can give him. And that mother has to have 4 legs, it has to be a horse, because he needs that round-the-clock care. Yeah. So, do you have any other mares on the property that are really good mothers and could actually handle another foal? Or any that have lost their foals?
I've only got the old girl out the front there, and she'd love to take him on, but unfortunately, she hasn't had a foal for a few years, so her milk's dried up.
Good boy, good boy.
The fact that there's not the perfect mare on a property of 400 horses really shows you just how hard this search is going to be. The added pressure here is that time's ticking. We have to find a solution and find it quickly.
Hey Mark, this is Charlie.
At Sash, Lisa is about to deal with ribbon-eating cat Charlie. The ribbon has to be retrieved before it can cause a potentially life-threatening obstruction.
Sweetheart, we just want you to not have surgery, honey. The first step is I need to get Charlie to vomit up the ribbon. Now that can be quite unreliable in cats. They don't all respond to the medication. All right, let's give you your injection.
Lisa hopes a shot of apomorphine will make Charlie vomit.
Hey buddy, just a big vomit and it's all over, that's it.
It's hard waiting. I'm getting a bit stressed now. It's been a while.
Hey buddy, come on little man.
After 30 minutes, Charlie's still not showing any signs of bringing up the ribbon.
He's looking sleepy and I really don't think it's going to happen. I've got to go now and tell Caroline the news that he's got to have an endoscopy. She's not going to be happy. It's been a long wait, I'm sorry.
So what's next?
So next we're going to give Charlie a general anaesthetic and we're going to put a camera down his throat and we're going to try and pull the ribbon out of his stomach. I'm just hoping that the ribbon is still in there. Okay, there's a small chance that it has moved further along, and if that's the case, he may need surgery. Okay, but there's no guarantees, as you know.
Okay.
All right.
This could be surgery for the second time, so I'm really stressed. I don't want him to go into surgery again.
If you don't mind, I'd like to see if I can make a few phone calls, see if I can actually find a mare that might have just lost a foal or a mare that's amazing enough to handle 2 foals.
Sure.
In Glenworth Valley, north of Sydney, Chris is trying to help 3-day-old Brulee. The little foal lost his mum Buffy overnight. It's now a race against time to find him a surrogate mum.
My biggest fear is that if we don't find Brulee a foster mum, that he can die. And yeah, I certainly don't want to lose both of them.
This isn't going to be easy.
Hello?
Hey Rebecca, it's Chris. How you going?
Yeah, good, thanks. You?
Yeah, good. Hey, a really strange request, but I'm hoping you can help me out. I'm looking for a mare that you may have that we could loan that can act as a bit of a foster mum to a foal that's just lost her mum.
We've got mares, but none have recently given birth.
Yeah, so nothing that really fits that.
No, sorry. You wish I could help.
It's a disheartening start, but with time running out for Brulee, Chris tries another local stable.
I'm looking for a mare that can possibly act as a foster mum.
You know what? I think I've actually got the perfect mare for you.
You do have something?
Yeah, and you know what? I reckon it actually might help her out too. I'll float it down to you right now.
Yeah, look, that'd be incredible.
Not a problem, mate. I hope she fits the bill.
All right, we'll see you soon.
See you later.
Cheers.
No worries.
The mare I found is called Zaji, and she's actually had a pretty tough week herself. She lost her foal just a few days ago. As sad as that is, that actually makes her a perfect candidate to fulfill what we need from a mare. All right, I have some good news for you. We've found a mare. She's lost her foal just recently. The foal was a little bit older than Brulee, but she's still got plenty of milk, and she's on her way right now.
Yeah, great. Thank you.
Right now, it's probably all too easy to get excited and assume this is all problem solved, but it's so far from that. It's not funny, because once this mare arrives, we have to make sure that she does actually accept this foal, because if she doesn't, we're back to square one.
Good kitty. You're a good boy.
At Sash, it's now plan B for Lisa and the team. Ribbon-eating Charlie has to have an endoscopy.
Unfortunately, we weren't able to make Charlie vomit up the ribbon, so what we're left with now is we're going to put a camera down his throat into his stomach. Hopefully the ribbon will be there, and if it is, we'll try and grab it with some forceps and pull it out of his mouth. It's apparently this long and bright pink.
If it's that big and that colourful, we should be able to see it if it's there.
Medicine vet Dr. Chris Greenwell is performing the endoscopy.
Having a piece of ribbon that's 50 centimetres long inside a cat that's only 4.5 kilos is going to cause major problems as it moves out of his stomach into his intestines. Hope it's in there.
Yes, so do I. It would make it much easier. We can just see it.
Come on, kitty.
How you doing? Sorry, I'm Chris.
Steve.
How are you, Steve? How did you travel?
Yeah, really well.
Yeah?
In Glenworth Valley, an hour from Sydney, Chris is about to get his first look at the mare he hopes will be able to save 3-day-old Brulee.
Good girl.
Easy girl. There we go. Feel your way, that's the way. Good girl.
Zaji has been floated in from a nearby farm. She lost her own foal 3 days ago, and Chris is anxious to see if she can become a surrogate mum to orphaned Brulee.
Good boy, good boy.
Now that we have a mare, it's so easy to think that it's all problem solved, but unfortunately, that is far from the truth. Been through a lot, haven't you? Yeah. Every moment of this introduction has to be perfectly stage managed, because if one part goes wrong, the whole arrangement flies out the window. It just won't work.
Zaji can't be introduced to Brulee just yet.
Yeah, it's all right. It's okay.
She's agitated from the trip and needs to be walked. And Chris has an urgent job to do, starting with a bucket of the mare's urine.
Brulee's obviously had a pretty tough time, but this is probably the last thing you think he needs, but it could be the best thing for him. This urine will actually be used to disguise the scent of Brulee, so hopefully Zaji accepts Brulee as being her own foal. So we're essentially going to cover him in urine. Unlike us, horses use their sense of smell as their primary sense. So how Brulee smells will form 90% of our mare's judgment over whether this is her foal or an imposter. How's that? How's that? It's been a tough day, hasn't it? They won't get much tougher than this. But you still want to do that. Okay. You won't want to do that after this.
The next indignity for little Brulee is a liberal coating of Zaji's faeces.
So I'm just trying to target the spots that Mum is most likely to smell. By doing all this, we're trying to fool her into thinking that this foal is somehow part of her because it has her smell. And if it smells right, maybe it is right. So I think it's probably time to start to get our mare prepared for the big introduction. There are horses out there that do this for a living. They are professional foster mums. But you've got to remember, Zaji has never done this before.
To minimise the risk of Zaji kicking or seriously injuring the foal, Chris is giving her a sedative.
Little prick here. The whole idea here is to help her relax and really focus on being open to being a new mum.
Yeah, good girl.
She does it. Now that she is looking relaxed, we can lead her up to the yard, and that's where our introduction is going to take place.
Yeah, good girl.
Up until this point, we focused a lot on Zaji's sense of smell, but she is still going to use her eyes to look at the foal and realise, hey, that's not mine. So we need a blindfold.
Ready to roll?
Yeah, we are.
All right, let's go.
All our plans are now in place, but really the most crucial part is the next few minutes, because that decides whether Brulee has a new mum or stays an orphan.
Come on, kitty.
At Sash, the minutes are ticking by, and there's still no sign of the ribbon in Charlie's stomach.
The worry is that that ribbon will move out of his stomach and into his intestines. We can only get it out with an endoscopy if it's in his stomach. If it's moved past that, well, the only option is surgery. Come on, Charlie.
Hold still there. Yeah, there it is.
Seeing something. There it is. All right.
Yeah, that's our ribbon.
Removing foreign bodies with endoscopes can go two ways. They can be really difficult or really easy.
Cool, okay, so back a bit.
When it comes up, there's a chance that it could cause an obstruction. Hopefully it won't end up going that way.
Cool. All right, so here we go. We've grabbed it with the forceps, and now we're just pulling it back up at the stomach now. All right, it's now into the esophagus, and so we just keep coming up. It should come out the mouth shortly.
There it is. It's like a party trick. As we're pulling out this length of ribbon, it just keeps going and going and going.
Oh my gosh, look at that.
Wow.
Holy hell.
I cannot believe how long this piece of ribbon is, and I cannot believe that Charlie managed to swallow it. Far out.
A whole lot.
It is longer than the cat. Caroline is going to be one very relieved and happy owner. You're awake. Did you see what you ate? Look at this. Do you remember this?
Charlie will spend the next few hours recovering from the procedure, and then hopefully he'll be able to go home.
Okay, Charlie. All right. Now you just have a good sleep, sweetie pie.
At the Glenworth Valley Horse Farm, it's the critical moment for orphan Brulee. Will surrogate mum Zaji accept the little foal?
Go right in. She's calling and go for it, yeah.
The real danger here is that if Zaji truly rejects Brulee, she'll let him know about it, and she'll do that by kicking him. And a kick to him in the wrong place, it could be fatal.
Owner Kerry knows that Brulee's future depends on the foal being able to suckle.
Okay.
You just find it there, the one. You find it.
I'm feeling very nervous because this could mean the difference between life and death for Brulee. Yeah. It's all right. He's here. Your baby's here.
It's okay. It's okay.
The baby's here.
This is clearly the critical time. They're giving each other little sounds. They're clearly aware of each other's presence, and there's no sign of aggression yet. It's okay.
Just let him feel around there. It's on suck. She's drinking off the mare.
Brilliant. Brulee dives straight for the udder. That sound of him suckling is right now the sweetest sound of all.
Isn't she a beautiful mare to do that?
Like Brulee, Kerry's had to be incredibly brave just to get through today to what we hope would be a positive outcome. Now we've seemingly got that, the emotions all become too much.
Oh, God, I hope he lives.
You're right.
Yeah. All right.
Big day, huh?
I was trying to have a little cry by myself, but that's all right. An amazing moment. You could search high and low and not find a compatible mare, and we've been fortunate enough, lucky enough and thankful enough to find a mare that loved him, and he loved her back straight away.
You're a clever boy.
She's a lovely girl.
He's got a really strong will to live, doesn't he? He's just...
He really has.
Hopefully, you know, that those hormones of hers will kick in. Those instincts and those maternal urges of hers will still be going once the sedation wears off. And so this will become a lot more comfortable for her, and then she'll be enjoying this. What this little moment has really shown us is that their bond is incredibly strong, and it's getting stronger by the minute. So what this whole situation needs is less human time, more horse time. They're looking pretty good.
Awesome.
Incredibly relieved. It could have gone either way, and it's great for her, and it's even better for Brulee. Thank you so much, honestly, it's great.
This day had such a sad start, yet through a lot of hard work and a little bit of luck, we brought two horses together that need each other and made us have many happy days ahead.
At the Australian Reptile Park, General Manager Tim Faulkner can sense trouble in the busy picnic ground.
There's our lunch.
Oh, eat your
Quick, eat it, Eli, otherwise he might come and get yours too.
We get loads of positive feedback about the park, that people have had a great day, liked engaging and being interactive, hands-on with animals.
The problem is that lately, some of the emus have started getting a bit too inquisitive.
Go away, go.
Particularly when there's food around.
That was my lunch.
They're stealing hot chips, taking sandwiches, scaring, terrorising kids, pecking ears, trying to steal jewellery.
Go away.
I know who the troublemakers are. What are you doing, mate? What's your lunch there? Hey, stop that, mate, sorry.
No.
Hey, he's okay. He wants food. The troublemakers are emus, 3 of them. They're at an age where they're bold, and they've been brought up around people, so they're just barging in and taking someone's lunch. Sorry, guys. Hey, out of here. Sorry. The worrying thing is that when they get so close, they are scaring little kids. That can lead to someone reacting, and then the emu reacting, and it could go one step further and the emu knocks a small child over. That's pretty serious, and we don't want that to happen. I've got to move them out now. They can't stay in here. It's busy, and they're scaring people.
I'm lucky enough to see all types and sizes of patients, but every now and then you see one that really has an effect on you. Now, I'm off to see that particular girl right now, who today is experiencing a very special milestone, but it's a milestone with meaning.
On his way back to Bondi, Chris is calling in at the Zambi Wildlife Retreat.
Hello.
G'day, Chris.
How are you?
Good, how are you?
I couldn't miss the special occasion, you know.
Can you believe she's 1 year old?
Well, you know, I'm keen to see, has she grown up? Has she
grown.
matured?
There's a difference from last time.
Come here. Come on. Chris is catching up with the star attraction, Zambi, an adorable lion cub he first met when she was barely a month old. Keepers Donna and Amanda were concerned because Zambi's mum wasn't looking after her.
At that time we were desperate. Not only did Zambi need regular feeding, she also needed a new social hierarchy to fit into, one that would set her up the rest of her life and essentially make her manageable and sociable. We had a radical plan. It was to actually introduce Zambi to a Labrador, Sabi, and make Sabi her adopted mother.
You'll see a big difference, yeah.
In how she hugs, or?
Well, she's bigger than last time.
It's been 8 months since I last saw Zambi, and the one thing everyone knows about lions is they get big. I've got no doubts she's grown up. Oh, there she is. This reunion could go any way. Hey. Yay! Hello.
Oh, he's at it again. What are you doing, mate? You're terrorising people. You need to go away, please, up here.
At the Australian Reptile Park, 3 young emus are rampaging through the picnic area.
They're pecking at shiny jewellery, a ring or an earring, and lucky not to take the ear off with it. We really can't have them doing that. I just watched them take sandwich, chips, and they're just darting everywhere, scaring the little kids.
Tim has to make an urgent phone call to his mate Jason at the Hunter Valley Zoo.
Hey, you know these emus that I've told you about?
Yes, mate, yep.
The rat pack? I can't stop them, mate. They're out of control. I've got to bring them up.
Okay, causing you some grief there, mate.
Oh, well, they're not causing me too much grief, but our poor visitors, they're a menace.
Okay, cool.
Okay, mate, I'll see you soon.
All right, mate. Good luck.
The 3 rascals suddenly sense that something's up.
Hey, this way. This way. This way. Come on, mate. I don't want you to go away, but you're being naughty. I really don't want to catch the emus with a park full of people, but they're not playing ball. If we try and grab one and it darts off, it could knock over someone. I don't want that to happen. Hey, out of there. What are you doing, mate?
Hey. Hello. Well, that's a welcome, isn't it?
At the Zambi Wildlife Retreat,
hug, isn't it? Not a
Chris
lick?
is getting a lion-sized welcome.
In your own unique way. It's good to see you. Yep, it's really nice to see you. And you've grown up.
That was fantastic how she jumped up on Chris. She does that with people she knows quite well, so he should feel flattered that she did that to him.
Yeah. Chris is here to check up on birthday girl Zambi, but Zambi is the one checking up on him.
I think she remembers the fact that my shoes have a collection of animal smells on them too, like no other. There's like a year's worth of work in those. Zambi right now is getting the smorgasbord selection of my last year of veterinary work. She likes it. A man with 100 smells.
Leave it. Leave it. Good girl. Oh, look at that.
Got a little hole.
So Zambi, you can't have the shoes.
Okay.
But I do have something else for you. Don't get cranky.
Go away.
Come on, guys. They're flighty. They know something's not right. That's a bird. This way. Come on.
At the Australian Reptile Park, Tim and his team are trying to round up 3 wayward emus. Tim can't allow the big, overpowering birds to keep harassing visitors.
This looks hard because it is hard. Full park of people. We don't want to run the emus, but I'm not having any luck coaxing them up to where I need them to go. Yep, that way, that way. Not like normal. No chasing and grab.
Yeah.
Just opportunistically next to him.
Yep.
Bang. No kids around. If I grab him, please clear my path.
Yep.
If you grab him, I'll clear yours. Straight up to the holding yard.
Yep.
Hey, out of there. Out of there. Now, emus, they're big. They're incredibly strong, and it's a very specific grab, so you've got to commit to it 100%. Once you get them, you lift them up, because if their feet can touch the ground, they're way too strong. They'll just push off and they'll break loose. Yep. Nick, can you give me a hand, mate? From behind there? No legs? Yep, just put some weight on, please.
You'd think catching an emu would be easy. They look like an oversized chook, but it's actually quite dangerous. If you get in road of those big feet, they can break your leg, they can break your arm. So it's high stakes because there's so many things that could actually happen.
He's gonna kick.
mean, you're only half size, but look at that paw, huh? You almost already got my match. You don't like that? No? Fair enough.
At the Zambi Wildlife Retreat, Chris has a birthday gift to win over 1-year-old Zambi.
Look, check it out. Good things come in small packages. It's a vaccination, Zambi. Is there anything more exciting than this? The box that it came in. At this age, Zambi needs her vaccination. Now, it's not a special line shot that she gets. It's an F3 vaccination. It's exactly the same as your everyday house cat gets. Okay, Zambi. It's time for your present. This present's so special, Zambi. You get a whole year's worth of enjoyment out of it. Not many presents can do that. Zambi's already put her tooth through the base of my shoe, which is made of rubber and leather. I'm about to give her an injection. If she doesn't like it, she could give my arm the same treatment. Just shook it off. And back to the box.
A vaccination's never the nicest gift on your birthday. I'm sure Zambi would have preferred Chris's boots.
And lucky Zambi is about to get another birthday surprise.
What's going on, Zambi? You see something? What is it?
Here he goes. Settle, mate. Okay, out we go.
At the Australian Reptile Park, Tim has his hands full.
You right, Tim? I've caught the first emu. The problem is, I've got 100 metres to walk and he kicks and he kicks. Let's make sure those legs can't hit anything.
He's trying to relocate 3 troublesome emus.
1 sec, I still need a hand. I've slipped.
But they're not going anywhere without a fight.
So the emu itself isn't so heavy, maybe 25 kilos. But when you've got him up, the feet are either going to spray to the left or spray to the right. Whichever side his feet are, your head goes to the opposite and you tuck it in. That's how you stay safe. 1, 2, door, boys.
Emu number 2 realises too late that he's the next target.
Come in, boys. Come on, mate. He's almost there.
It saw what's going on and it's like, I don't want to be picked up, so it's just easily made its way to the gate.
That's it. Hey, well done, gates.
We just simply close the gates behind it, corral it up to the holding area, in the back of the truck.
2 down, 1 to go.
But emu number 3 is ready for action.
That's it, mate. Just put your arms out a little. Yep, in you come. The first 2 emus were easy, but this last one has seen his mates go and he's a bit flighty, which makes him harder to catch, but this is all about finding them a beautiful home in a big paddock where they can roam free and not terrorise people. Okay, you come over this side, mate. Block him.
Push in, push in, push in, push in. Push in.
Oh, got him. Where are the legs? Yep, that's okay. Okay. Let's go, gate, please. So Kyle, come in behind me and just cuddle me, mate. Put your arms around the emu and pull him in tight.
Legs coming on your wrist.
People make the mistake of thinking, grab the legs and I'll stop them from moving. Worst thing you can possibly do, because it gives the emu leverage and then he's going to be pushing back against me. I'll drop him.
Good, good, good. Go for it. Go.
Okay. Well done, mate. The rat pack's in the trailer. Job well done.
It's on your leg, mate.
I don't know who's better off, me or him. Not nice, and it was all warm. I want to get going straight away. It's time for them to go to their new home.
Not me.
At the Zambi Wildlife Retreat, Chris has arranged an unusual family reunion.
Go on, Zambi.
Zambi.
Hey, Jax. Hey, Zambi. Look who it is.
Zambi is being reunited with Labradors Sabi and Jax.
Family, huh? You can't choose them.
Who are her surrogate family for the first important months of her life.
All of a sudden, I think the dogs, yep, Jax, Sabs, you've realised that no longer in charge, are you? That growl that used to work no longer does. If you simply raise a lion around people, they never learn discipline. They never learn what it's like to be part of a pack, be part of a team. By mixing her with a Labrador and all the Labrador's friends, all of a sudden Zambi had a family and, importantly, had to learn discipline. Hey, Zabi. Yep. You spoke up for yourself. Well done. Your little girl's not so little anymore, is she? Yeah. It's interesting because even though Zambi is all over Zabi and really looks to be the boss, one growl from Zabi is enough for Zambi to realise, oh yeah, Mum just told me off. I'm not the mediator in this family dispute. So why am I in the middle of this?
I'm really happy with how today went. She just really enjoyed herself, and I'm sure Chris enjoyed himself too.
I'm like the distant relative that just visits occasionally. Next birthday, what do you say? Yeah?
Yep, 2 years.
The present might just be better. It'll be the shoes. What's left of them anyway. All right, I'll see you guys later. You gonna come with me? I don't blame you. Trust me, I really don't.
Charlie. Hey, buddy. How are you going?
At Sash, party boy Charlie has woken up after the endoscopy to retrieve one very long pink birthday ribbon from his stomach.
Your mum's going to be coming in to get you and you can get out of this place. Even though Charlie's looking a little bit sheepish and feeling a bit sorry for himself, he needs to know that he's a very lucky boy. We couldn't make him vomit, but we got the ribbon out with the endoscope. We avoided him having surgery, and he should thank his lucky stars that he's going home. Someone is very excited to see you.
Is he?
Owner Caroline is relieved that naughty Charlie's ordeal is finally over.
Look who's here. Charlie, this is it. This is the last time you eat something that you shouldn't. It's even hiding from you. I think he's hiding his head in shame.
Charlie's really lucky. He has had surgery once before, so he's lucky that he didn't have to go down that route again.
So here's a little reminder of what was in his stomach.
Oh my goodness.
Now that is bigger than him.
That's scary, isn't it?
It's quite unbelievable. So he is incredibly lucky.
Hopefully this is the end of Charlie's adventures eating things. We really don't want to be coming back here again. Shall we get you home to your brother?
Caroline is such a dedicated owner, and Charlie is so lucky that she brought him in when she did. He is one very lucky cat, and he's going home one very happy boy.
Oh, Charlie, you're a silly sausage.
This is beautiful, mate.
They're going to like it.
Yeah, they're going to love it.
Their friends are curious about what's in the trailer, I reckon.
At the Hunter Valley Zoo, Tim is hoping owner Jason and the other residents can sort out his 3 troublemakers.
The emus are not going to get any packed lunches or flash jewellery to pick out at Hunter Valley Zoo, but they're on a nice, lush acreage. They can stretch their legs and walk around on the grass, and even better, they've got a few older adult emus to educate them on how to behave instead of being delinquents that they have been at the reptile park.
So this is it?
Yeah, mate.
Okay, what I'm going to do is just open this door.
Yep.
And we'll hang over there.
Yep.
And hopefully they just walk out.
Sounds good, mate.
Okay.
Join the others.
For a minute there, they just sat there in the trailer, and I'm thinking, please don't make me go in there.
Oh no, here we go. He's going to lead the way. Well
Good
done,
on you,
mate.
little mate.
Well done.
And then the first one walks out. 2, 3, and the other 2 follow. I'm relieved and happy that this is their new home. See you later, mate. Hope you're happy here in your new home. Ain't go giving Jace any trouble. I'll see you when I come back.
My beautiful boy.
It's been 4 weeks since Chris's emotional rescue mission to save the life of a struggling little orphan foal named Brulee.
Hi.
Hello. Well, this is a good sight.
Isn't it ever?
Just absolutely inseparable. Just a few weeks ago, due to a really desperate situation, we took a big chance on a mare that I really didn't know, in the hope that she would take to a little foal called Brulee. They may not be blood relations, but you wouldn't know it.
She's a great teacher as well.
It's more than just physical. It's got to be emotional as well, and then that connection.
Absolutely, it does.
Is really giving him so much security, and for her, she lost her foal.
Yeah.
So she feels complete again.
Yeah, I think that's why it has worked so well. It has been a miracle for us. It's been very surprising, and we're ever so thankful for the gift of Zaji. It's been amazing.
What I've learned is that you're doing a great job, and these guys have got it all sorted.
Oh, thank you. With your help. Thank you.
I played a part, but
You played a big part.
there are many more beautiful things than looking at that.
No, there really aren't.
This relationship just shows you that you can never give up when it comes to animals, because out of the greatest darkness here and the depths of despair has come this incredible bond that right now seems unbreakable.
Let's go, darling. I've got Lulu to see Dr. Chris, please.
Okay,
Yeah.
no problem. We'll get Lulu on the scales there, please.
Yep, sure. Lulu, this way, darling.
Kim has arrived at the Bondi Clinic, desperate for help for her 2-year-old Labradoodle, Lulu.
She's having these dreadful sneezing attacks 3 or 4 times a day. When I take her for walks, you know, she tires out easily and it's quite lethargic. So it's definitely not normal for a young pup. Are you a good girl? Yeah. Why aren't you?
Hello, how you going?
Hello, how are you?
How are you? I'm Chris.
Kim.
Nice to meet you, Kim.
And this is Lulu.
All right, come on through.
It's all right, darling. It's all right.
I've been told that Kim and Lulu are in here because Lulu has been experiencing a lot of sneezing.
Come on. Hello, Dr. Chris. There we
Now,
go.
normally sneezing isn't a reason to rush into the vet, so there must be something very different about this case.
She has these sneezing fits about 3 or 4 times a day where she'll sneeze for about 15, 20 times and nasal secretions goes flying everywhere.
Yeah. I've got to give Kim some credit here because a lot of people just look at that and see a dog sneezing and think, oh, there's just something in the air that stirred her up. But it seems to me to be something more serious.
And it's only from this nostril. I mean, you can see there's a bit of gunk there now.
And it is almost like she's trying to get something out? Or
Yes,
is
you think something's stuck there.
Good girl. So a nice grey, pinky colour in there, which is normal. We go across to the other side. It looks a little bit more raw. We've also got that whitey discharge coming out of that nostril. The real challenge for me now is trying to work out what is actually happening inside that left nostril that is causing these sneezing fits that are apparently something to behold.
How you going, Chuck? Hey, duck, duck, duck. Come on, come and see the bird vet, because I'm not it.
At the Bondi Referral Hospital SASH, it's an unusual role reversal for Dr. Andrew Marchevsky.
I know.
Today, he's not the specialist surgeon. He's the worried pet owner.
Meet Ducky.
Hi, Ducky. What's going on with Ducky?
She's got a lump.
Okay.
Andrew is hoping avian specialist Dr. Alex Rosenwax can provide some answers.
It feels a bit lumpy and swollen around there.
Doesn't seem to hurt her, but it's...
It's going to be a little bit uncomfortable though. Yeah. What I can feel in there is a sort of oval-shaped lump, almost the shape of an egg, high up in the abdomen. So we see this quite commonly in chickens. Because chickens lay a lot of eggs, they often get a swelling in the area of the uterus. There's a couple of main causes. Sometimes an egg gets stuck there or just a yolk. Sometimes they get a cyst in that area, but unfortunately, sometimes or more commonly, we might see a growth or even a cyst or cancer forming there in the uterus or the ovaries.
That's no good.
And you're right to be a little bit worried.
Yeah, well,
is that we're worried that there could be a cancer that we need to go into.
Okay, all right. I'm not really used to being in this sort of a position because normally people come to me and say, here, fix my dog or cat, and I'm no bird vet, so I feel like I'm on the other side of the table today, which I guess I am. I'm really quite worried about Ducky. I know she's just a chicken, but she's my chicken. I really don't want her to be sick. All right, so what do we have to do?
What we'd normally want to do is do an X-ray and make a decision on what to do.
Alex wants to take some X-rays so we can find out exactly what we're dealing with, and I guess I'm hoping we don't find cancer because that's really about as bad as we can get for Ducky.
Oh, here we go. Oh, look at this. Yep.
At Bondi, Chris is trying to find out why Labradoodle Lulu is having massive sneezing fits.
Wow.
Yeah.
That was extraordinary. That isn't just a normal sneeze, that is a full-on experience. The one upside is, it's given us a sample. It's given us a lot of samples. What I might do is actually
It's all right, darling. It's all right.
get a bit of that
It's all right now.
and put that under the microscope and see what we can find.
Okay.
Chris is hopeful the sample will provide vital clues as to the cause of Lulu's explosive sneezing.
Now I can see the few cells that line the nostril and some pus cells, but that's really about it. So really the cause of all this isn't sitting on this slide.
Because Lulu's sneeze sample is inconclusive, Chris decides a more thorough investigation is needed.
I think the most useful thing for Lulu right now would be to go and have a little camera go up inside her mouth, then do a U-turn and come back down the back of her nose.
Oh, okay.
So what I'd like to do
Get
is
those bugs out.
send you up to Sash
Okay.
and get them to perform some endoscopy on her.
Righto.
Right now, you know, she could have a little bit of grass. She could have a solid colony of fungus that's growing in there and irritating her nose. Or the other possibility, which, you know, I have to mention, is something that isn't so nice, which is something like a tumour. I can see Kim's whole demeanour change the moment I mention the fact it could be a tumour, but you have to flag these things. I hope like hell it's not. If Lulu did have something that was slow growing and just occasionally pressing on the inside of her nose, you would see sneezing like this. All right, thanks Kim.
Okay, thank
Good
you.
luck. Talk to you soon.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Okay, so I'm going to take her from you.
Yeah,
Just
okay.
pop her down there.
At Sash, specialist surgeon Andrew Marchevsky's beloved pet chicken Ducky is about to undergo an X-ray.
We're going to have to anaesthetise her or hold her down or something?
No, we're not going to need to do that. We're just going to hypnotise her.
Oh, okay. I've heard about this.
Yes.
Avian vet Dr. Alex Rosenwax is hoping the images will reveal whether a lump growing in the chicken's abdomen is cancerous.
I'm hoping what we find is just a benign lump, because if that's the case, it's a simple fix. But I'm worried about it being cancer. And, you know, Ducky means a lot to me and my family, and, you know, I'm really quite concerned.
Wake up, Ducky. Oh, there you go. All right, let's have a look at those X-rays.
Yeah.
Okay, that's the lump. And when you look at that lumpy area there, that's the white area there, that's where the uterus is. So we've got a swollen uterus. When we look at the bones there, there's not a lot of calcium in there.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, that points more likely towards a cancer of the uterus.
Poor Duck. You're making me sad. As soon as Alex tells me that Ducky has cancer, my heart sinks, because I really don't want to lose my chook.
It's a grim diagnosis for 3-year-old Ducky.
Uterine cancer is very common in chickens because they lay a lot of eggs, so there's a really fast turnover of cells in the area, and that's why chickens of all animals who lay eggs daily get a lot of cancer. Fortunately, because it's so common, we've also developed techniques to deal with it, and although it's life-threatening, if we get it early enough, we can usually treat the problem. So my plan for Ducky is that we're going to put an implant into her.
Right.
Which lasts about 4 to 6 months. It's going to shrink the cancer down. And she'll need some oral medication as well.
The bottom line is that unless we treat Ducky, she's going to be dead in a couple of months. With the treatment that Alex is suggesting, he says that she might be around for a couple of years, so I'm going to hold him to that. Hey, Ducky, we'll see if we can get you sorted today.
Tim from the Australian Reptile Park has given me a call because he's concerned about a baby wombat called Kenny. Now, all he's saying is that Kenny has a mysterious problem. So I'm on my way there now, see if I can help out.
Kenny was found on the side of the road after his mum was killed by a car. Over the past month, Tim has been his foster dad, hand-rearing him.
He's recovered really well from his original problems and he's been feeding well, he's hydrated and everything's been great. But something happened yesterday that really scared me, and that's why I've called the vet. G'day, mate.
How are you, mate?
Good, how are you? There's our little mate.
That's quite incredible. Look at you.
He really scared me yesterday.
Takes a bit to scare you. What did he do?
Well, the day started out normal. So we got up, had a bottle, bit of a cuddle like this. He slept for a few hours, so I got him back up. I took him for a walk, his first walk, because until now he's been settling and in an artificial environment. Went for a walk, brought him back, and he just blew up. His eyes swelled up, his hands swelled up, around his neck went all red. I really have no idea what it could be. I don't know whether he's been bitten by an insect or it would seem that something triggered it, but I got no idea.
Have you got any photos of how he looked?
I've got, yep, one. Look at his eyes.
Yeah, wow.
And that was mirrored under his chin, on his belly, and his hands.
If Kenny was a dog or a cat, you'd be thinking maybe he's been bitten by a bee. Or maybe he's eaten something that wasn't quite right, or he's come in contact with a chemical.
I mean, it was his whole face and his paws and everything, and I was freaking out that he was going to stop breathing.
At SASH, cancer patient Ducky is about to undergo a procedure to insert a life-saving implant.
Once she's asleep, we're going to roll her over and we're going to put the implant straight in.
Ducky's concerned owner Andrew knows that although the procedure is quick, it's also incredibly risky.
The problem with anaesthetics and birds is they can get deep really quickly, and the next step from deep is dead. So we've got to be really careful and really quick and get it down, get it done, and get her awake.
Andrew hopes the implant will help shrink the large tumour in Ducky's uterus.
So just into the breast muscle.
Ouchie.
So there's lots of room.
Good girl.
So what the implant does is it actually tells the brain it's not breeding season, and that sends a signal to the ovaries and the uterus to tell them to stop growing, and that usually shrinks the cancer. There's a big blood vessel there, we've just missed it, so that's good.
With the implant now in place, Ducky must be taken off the anaesthetic immediately.
Let's turn her off, give her a flush, and wake her up.
Turn it back over.
Just turn her on the side.
Are we there yet?
Okay, let's just, there we go. Eyes are starting to open and she's coming back to us.
All right. There you go, chicken.
You awake? You awake? All done.
Ducky's starting to wake up from the anaesthetic, and I'm breathing a big sigh of relief. I'll give you a bit of food. Hey? How long will it take before that starts to
It takes
shrink?
about 2 weeks before it shrinks, and you'll see the main effects after about a month. Really, the implant lasts about 4 to 6 months.
Alex has given us quite a good prognosis, but I'm going to have to monitor her to just see if this tumour does shrink away, because that's the only measure of success we've got, and obviously that's what we're after. So in another month or so, we'll know a little bit more about how things have gone. All right, Ducky. Get you home a bit later, shall we? It's all right. Look, see? I bought some food for you.
think, Timmy, the only thing to do is to take him back to the scene of the crime. Back to where it happened.
I thought you'd say that.
And let's have a look at what's around there and make sure there's nothing that we're missing.
At the Australian Reptile Park, 6-month-old Kenny has Chris and Tim stumped as to the cause of an extreme reaction during his first walk outside.
As a vet in this day and age, you can run all sorts of tests. Ultrasounds, MRI, CT scans, blood tests, you name it. But this test, maybe the most important for Kenny. It's a walk.
Come on, little man.
This is the same track as yesterday.
Yeah, same way. Come on, Kenny. Yep, he's hot on your heels.
So the funny thing is, we haven't gone over any ants' nests.
No.
I haven't seen one bee.
No.
It's just been grass.
Yep. And this is the longest bit. I brought him in here, just in the fern and grass, and he loved it. He had a good play.
You can see straight away he really enjoys this, doesn't he?
But that was the extent of the walk.
I'm starting to think that today we're really not going to see anything of interest.
Come on, Kenny.
When all of a sudden, Kenny just doesn't seem to be keeping up like he was before. He seems a bit clumsy, and then I look at his eyes, and they're different.
Yeah, look at that. Oh, it makes my eyes water.
He's hot all over, his ears are puffy, his eyes are really swollen. Hang on, man. His feet are getting really puffy too. I mean, look at those.
What's really concerning me is that he looks sore, irritated, and I don't know the extent of this reaction. If we can see this on the outside, what's happening on the inside?
That's scary. The worry I've got is that it looks like his body is now experiencing quite a significant reaction. If this continues at this rate, it could be very dangerous.
Yeah, look at that. Oh.
At the Bondi Referral Hospital SASH, Labradoodle Lulu is making a dramatic entrance.
All right, darling, all right.
For emergency vet Dr. Dave Collins, it's a noisy demonstration of the 2-year-old's symptoms.
Lee?
Shared it with us?
Yeah, that's what she's been doing. You know, she sneezes and almost convulses 20 times.
Chris is hopeful further tests at SASH will provide an answer to Lulu's chronic sneezing.
No, this way first, this way.
So we're going to put her through the CT machine, and that'll give us a good look at her whole nose, the internal structures from the frontal sinuses to the rest of the nasal cavities.
Mama's going to stay, OK? You're a good girl.
All right, we'll look after her for you.
Thank you.
Okay. Come on, Lulu. Good girl.
I know she's in really good hands here, and Dave's going to do everything he can to, you know, make her right, and hopefully it'll be a good result.
Good girl.
Owner Kim is facing the possibility that her precious girl could have a tumour.
I wish I was there being able to hold a paw for her.
The right-hand side is full of air, which is normal, but this left is completely abnormal and must be giving her a hell of a headache. I'm a bit worried there's a bit of tissue build-up in the back of those sinuses, so we probably need to have a look up there to see if there's a tumour.
To test for any abnormal growths, iodine contrast dye is being injected into Lulu's veins.
As we go to the next study with the contrast, it should tell us whether this tissue is just mucus and discharge or whether there's actually a tumour up there. It's a really abnormal nose.
You can feel he's quite hot. His ears are really thick now. His eyes are swollen, his feet are very puffy, so his reaction is actually happening right now.
Okay.
Just hold on to him there.
At the Australian Reptile Park, Chris is witnessing firsthand Kenny's extreme reaction to a simple outdoor walk.
Allergic reactions become life-threatening when it starts to affect your airways. So the important thing right now is to put the stethoscope on and listen to Kenny's lungs. His heart rate and also his respiratory rate are actually quite high. That's from chasing after us on the walk, but also his whole body at the moment is going through a big reaction.
Yeah, I can feel he's hot.
So we need to work out exactly what he's allergic to that's causing that. But in the meantime, let's actually give him an injection straight away, because I just don't want this to get worse.
The reaction's happening, but different to yesterday, Chris is here, and he's got an injection, it's an antihistamine, and that'll slow this thing down. How do you want me to hold him?
So if you just, that's perfect. So we'll just go between the shoulder blades here.
Yep.
You know from humans and bee stings, the fact that the first one is often bad, but the ones after that can be even more severe. If Kenny is like that and these reactions are getting worse with time, we need to treat him right now, otherwise this could become fatal.
Hold still, buddy. Hold still.
You look at where this reaction's taken place, it's around his feet, around his face, around his ears. You look at the way wombats walk, obviously with their feet, and the head goes through everything first.
Yes.
So this is a contact allergy. It's not something he's breathing in like someone that experiences hay fever or asthma. It's something he's actually come into contact with, because this is what hits things first.
Yep, makes sense.
Okay, so let's...
That's scary. Just gonna wash it off him.
Yeah.
Jeez, his eyes are closed now.
The antihistamine injection and the wipe down have certainly bought Kenny some time, but they've also bought me some time. They've given me a chance to go back through that walk step by step to work out exactly what Kenny came into contact with. And there's really only one thing.
Hang on, man.
Over the years, I've had to unleash a fair few surprises on Tim, but this one today might be the biggest one yet.
All right, so we're done with the first scan. We'll just give some contrast now and I'll set up the next one.
At Sash, Lulu the Labradoodle is undergoing a CT scan to discover the cause of her sneezing fits.
The nose is really angry there and the mucosa is really inflamed.
Owner Kim is terrified that Lulu's sneezing could be due to a tumour.
Bit nervous and anxious. Yeah, I hope they'll be able to sort it out today.
There's a lot of discharge. Must be giving her a hell of a headache. All right, we've found that the fine bony structure of the nose is in really good shape, and if there was a tumour or even a really nasty fungus, they'd be destroyed. So I'm really pleased that cancer's pretty much off the list.
But it's not good news just yet. Dave's now going to insert a small camera into Lulu's nose to search for more clues.
Let's have a look. We'll get that in the back. So the endoscope enables us to have a look behind the back of the soft palate. We're just looking for any kind of foreign body or infection or fungal problems. Nothing up there that shouldn't be up there.
With still no firm answers, Dave now needs to take a tissue sample.
Grab. Good little sample, Linda. Once we get the biopsy results, we should know exactly the best way to treat her and stop that snot and those sneezing fits, which must be just horrible for her. Hi, Kim, how are you?
Hello.
Good news, everything looks pretty good, so I don't think there's a tumour in there.
Oh, thank you.
There's a lot of snot in there, so Lulu's going to have a bit of a headache. All right, Lulu, it's time to go home, darling. How's your nose feeling? Is it all right? Good girl, let's go home. Want to go see Mum? Come on. Where's your Mum?
Lulu! Hello, darling. Hello. Hello, baby girl.
It's a happy reunion, but the cause of Lulu's sneezing still isn't clear. So now an anxious Kim will have to wait for the biopsy results.
Okay, darling, let's go home.
You can see that everywhere right now. He's really irritated, and you've got to feel for him. That must be an incredibly uncomfortable thing to go through. And I guess, our goal has to be to make sure this is the last time he has to go through it like this.
Yes, please.
At the Australian Reptile Park, Chris has just given little Kenny an antihistamine injection to try and ease his severe itching and swelling. Now he's about to deliver a bombshell.
What if Kenny was a wombat that was allergic to grass?
How can a wombat be allergic to grass?
Exactly.
It's like a dolphin that's allergic to water.
Exactly.
Does it really exist?
Yeah. Ironically, the one thing that Kenny can't live without is the one thing right now he needs to live without. when his mum was hit by a car, all of a sudden his life changed.
Yes.
And he was no longer in the pouch. He's had to be hand raised.
Yes.
So he's never really been around grass.
Yep.
Except for the walk yesterday and the walk today.
I've reared a number of wombats, and some of them from sizes much smaller than Kenny. And each time that I've introduced them to grass, they've been fine. I'm left speechless with Kenny. How can he be allergic to grass?
Kenny has lived that clean life because
Sorry, mate.
he's had to be hand raised by you. You've done everything right. But in the process, he just hasn't come into contact with this stuff.
Does that mean he has to get used to it and he'll get better, or is this going to get worse?
There's no way Kenny can live his life without grass. So he needs to find a way to live with it. And that's where my plan comes in. There's a way we can do it. But I reckon the most important thing right now, let's get him off the grass.
Yeah.
Back to somewhere nice and cool, and then recover.
Yeah.
Okay, Ash, this dog has come in. He's wobbly on his back legs. He's had a vomit today.
4-year-old Chico has been rushed into SASH after becoming dangerously ill at home.
Hey, little one.
Let me, sweetheart. You're okay.
You're all right.
There we go, darling.
Chico's legs are wobbly and he's also breathing up. Those are definite signs of tick paralysis, and need to take a closer look at him and try and work out what's going on and how badly he's affected.
All right.
Good boy.
Owner Nathan and his dad Michael first became alarmed when they noticed a dramatic change in Chico's behaviour.
So usually he likes jumping around, but lately he's just his back 2 feet are like wobbling all the time, and so he can't walk straight. He's lost his appetite, which is like a big red flag for us.
You're really struggling, aren't you, sweetie?
It's now a race against time to find the parasite before it completely shuts down the little dog's system.
The toxin involved in tick paralysis basically paralyses the nerves, so it can affect any part of the body. It can make animals weak or wobbly in their legs or completely paralysed. It can paralyse the muscles in their throat. It could even paralyse the muscles between their ribs and their diaphragm to make them completely unable to breathe. Oh, there it is. Yeah, there's a big tick. There we go. Oh, that's a massive one. This paralysis tick is big. I'm guessing it's been there around 3 to 5 days, and during that time, it's been injecting toxin into Chico's system. Oh, that's a nasty one. Just gonna take it off. All right, honey. You're okay. Yeah. Ouchie, ouch. He was wedged in there. We've removed the tick from Chico, but his treatment is nowhere near over yet. We've got to sedate him and then give him life-saving tick anti-serum. We're going to keep him calm, but then all we can really do is hope that he doesn't get any worse.
You're all right. Oh, it's a brave dog.
So, away from the grass, and with that injection, I reckon he's going to be looking a lot better. Yeah.
Oh, he looks much better.
Straight away.
Kenny, the baby wombat, is allergic to grass. But Chris has a plan that could help the little orphan to cope outside.
As far as I know, Kenny is the first wombat that's ever had an allergy to grass. So we're kind of breaking new ground when it comes to his solution. What we're going to do is take a preemptive strike on his allergy. Allergies essentially work the same way whether you're a wombat, a dog, a cat, or a human. So the solution centres around that theory. And rather than him having less walks, we're going to have more walks.
Righto.
But the walks are going to be shorter.
Yep.
And he's only going to go to the grass for a few minutes at a time.
Okay.
And what you're going to do before that is give him a quarter of one of these tablets.
Yep.
Crush that up into a powder. The way we're going to deal with it is with antihistamine tablets. It stops his body from overreacting and producing all those histamines which cause that reaction. And put that into his milk.
Just like that.
You're about to lose it, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, I took a hay fever tablet this morning. I'm not allergic to grass, but yeah, I did.
So, if you guys have the same ritual, then it's perfect.
So we go to sleep together, we wake up together, we medicate together.
Well, it's the proper family unit, isn't it?
Kenny and Tim will both have their next lot of antihistamines tomorrow. Right now, it's Chris's turn to play mum.
Would you like to do the honours?
Love to. Kenny's a pretty simple little character. He loves his bottle and he loves his walks. And now hopefully with his tablet, he might even learn to love grass as well.
You think he's going to take the medicine all right?
What do you reckon?
Yeah, I didn't think there'd be any problems. I like what you suggested.
I think we've got a plan now that means he can still be around grass, but can hopefully overcome the allergy as well.
Don't you get worse with your breathing or anything like that, mister?
At Sash, little Chico is in grave danger. The toxin from a deadly paralysis tick is slowly crippling his system.
No stress. No, we keep stress to a minimum. All right, sweetheart?
Lisa needs to move quickly before Chico deteriorates further.
I'm just putting an IV catheter into Chico's vein. What we're going to do now is give him some tick anti-serum, which is hopefully going to bind to any of the toxin that's still in his system and prevent him from getting worse. That's a good boy. All right, Ash, so if we just give him a short haircut. Finally, Chico is getting his tick anti-serum, and while that's happening, we're shaving off all his hair to make sure that there are no other ticks hiding there. And we're going to give him a spray with some tick preventative just to be safe. Hey, buddy. Any more ticks? No? No, not any.
With Chico's treatment underway, Lisa needs to break the news to worried owners Michael and Nathan.
Okay, so take a seat. Now, Chico has got a tick on his neck. We've taken the tick off and we've given him some sedation.
Yep.
The fact that you brought him in fairly soon is a good thing, but having said that, I've seen animals get a lot worse within the first 24, 48 hours. So it's also possible that the tick can paralyse the muscles at the back of the throat.
So swallowing.
So yes, it can affect his swallowing and ultimately he would end up being put on a ventilator. Okay, so I'll take you through now and you can see him, give him a cuddle. Nathan loves Chico. He's had him since he was a puppy.
You're okay.
He's not saying much because he's in shock. He's just terrified at the thought that Chico may never come home. He's a sweet little boy. We'll look after him for you.
It's a heartbreaking goodbye for Nathan and Michael. They know the next 24 hours will be critical for little Chico.
We're going to keep him sedated, monitor him closely, and really hope that his breathing doesn't deteriorate. I really don't want this little guy to end up on a ventilator. All right, honey, just settle down.
You ready? Into the bottle.
Next morning at the Australian Reptile Park, Kenny is about to get his first dose of medication.
All right, mate. There's yours. Here's mine. Time for some milk and antihistamine. Chris's instruction was Kenny needs to have his antihistamine in the morning with his bottle and then wait an hour and we can go for a walk.
An hour later, it's time for the big test. Tim is anxious to see if Chris's prescribed antihistamine treatment will prevent Kenny's allergic reaction to grass.
Come on, buddy, let's go for a walk. Come on. The path we're taking today is identical to the path I took yesterday when Kenny had the reaction. Come on, Kenny. Kenny's just been for a 5-minute walk on the grass and we've got a tiny reaction in the corner of the eye, but nothing compared to when Chris is here. I'd have to say the antihistamines are working.
Who's that?
Hello, boys.
Is Kenny there?
A delighted Tim is now heading home to share the good news with a couple of Kenny's little buddies.
I think he missed you. Wombats have got to be my favourite because they're real individuals, real personality and character, and even though I love lots of other marsupials, some of them just lack that, and I don't know what it is about them, but they're really rewarding to care for. Take him for a run around the kitchen, please. He can just play with the boys. They love him, they exercise him, they keep him active, they give him his bottles. It's good for him and it's good for them.
Kenny will stay with Tim's family until he's weaned. Then his permanent home will be with the other wombats at the reptile park.
Can he go on grass?
He can go on grass.
Chico, hi sweetheart. You're looking a lot better.
At Sash, it's been 24 hours since Chico was bitten by a deadly paralysis tick.
Hey, you're so much stronger. Hey, you gonna show me how you can walk?
But the 4-year-old is showing no signs of the poison that attacked his system.
I can't believe it. I walked in here today expecting Chico to be so much worse, but he's made a miraculous recovery. He's stronger, he's moving better on his legs, and he's definitely not falling over as much. Hey, Chico. Good boy, let's give you some food, huh?
While Lisa is satisfied that Chico has regained full use of his legs, the little Maltese poodle has to pass one final test.
All right, buddy. Good boy. See what you can do. It's really important that I watch him closely while he's eating, because if those muscles at the back of his throat are not working properly, he can inhale his food and get serious pneumonia. Good boy. Good boy. It's a very good boy. It's quite amazing. Chico has now just eaten a full bowl of food with no problem. So to me, that's a huge test for him, and I think he's going to be ready to go home.
Nervous owner Nathan can't wait to see his little boy.
Last night the house was really quiet without Chico, without him running around, and so yeah, I'm really excited to see Chico.
He's over there. He's over there. He's over there.
It's your little puppy.
What are you doing?
He looks so different.
So Chico's looking a lot better now, definitely back to what he used before, very vibrant and everything, and we just can't wait to get him home now.
He's made such a quick recovery.
Yeah.
When he came in, there was every chance he could have got worse and ended up being put on a ventilator, but he just overnight decided to get better rather than get worse. So he's lucky, very, very lucky boy. Chico's going home and Nathan is very relieved. Chico has survived tick paralysis. Let's just hope we don't see him back here again. See you, Cheeks. Bye, buddy.
He looks happy now. We'll be good.
Bye.
No, this way. There you go. There you go. All right. It's outside.
See you later.
Anyway, yeah, we go.
To walk into Sneeze Central.
Chris is making an important home visit to see sneezing Labradoodle Lulu.
Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
Oh, I've been waiting to see you.
It's good to see you, and good to see you, Lulu. It's hard to forget what happened last time I saw Lulu.
Look at my dress.
Wow.
Yeah.
I think that local dry cleaners got years of business out of that one episode, but on a serious side, it really showed just how much this was affecting her. How's Lulu?
Look, not much better, although, you know, she looks fine today.
But she still has the occasional sneezing fit.
Today, Chris is delivering the Sash biopsy results and hopefully a solution for Lulu.
Do you want the full works burger of a veterinary term?
Yep, sure do.
Lymphocytic plasmacytic rhinitis.
Thought that's what it was.
Yeah, I knew you had money on that.
Yeah.
No, essentially what it is her nose is becoming irritated, and instead of just handling that in the normal way, her body is freaking out and sending in all these cells into her nose, which is making her nose irritated, even more inflamed. And so instead of just a simple sneeze when it becomes irritated, she has those full sneezing fits.
Oh, okay.
Lulu can now start on medication to control her sneezing fits.
Open, Lulu. Good girl.
How about that?
I'm feeling very relieved that it's, you know, it's nothing more serious and it can be treated with these two types of medication.
All right, so we'll talk soon.
Okay.
And hopefully it'll be the last of the sneezing.
Yeah. Yes.
It'll take a couple of weeks for these medications to truly work their magic, but hopefully the next time I see Lulu, it'll all be quiet on the sneezing front.
Really? Over there. Over you go. Yeah. Get it. Get it. Get it.
Brekkie time for Ducky and crackers.
It's been just 4 weeks since Andrew's pet chicken Ducky was treated with an implant to try and shrink a tumour in her uterus.
So do you reckon these guys are good mates, Crackers and Ducky? Yeah.
Now the off-duty surgeon and his daughter Phoebe are keen to see if the procedure has been a success.
Ducky's actually been better since we've treated her. There wasn't much difference for a week or so, but I definitely think she's put on weight and she just seems to be a bit more interactive. So I think she's doing well. We're going to see if that lump's gone. Ooh, I think it has. How's that? That's good, isn't it? Yeah. Wow. Well, that's good. We got you around for a little bit longer. Aren't you lucky? Hey? A lucky ducky. Feeling her abdomen, I can't feel the lump at all. It's gone. She basically had a cancer that was going to kill her unless we did something. And we've treated her and she's come good. That's fantastic. So she'll be able to wander around the backyard and stay a part of the Marchevsky menagerie, and that's a fantastic thing.
So Kim, I'm seeing stripes which hide stains and red which shows every single stain. So which way is it? Are we better or are we not?
As for Labradoodle Lulu, it's been a month since she started medication to control her sneezing.
It's been miraculous.
Great. So the medications work?
Yeah. Honestly, within 2 days, she had cut down to like half of the sneezes.
Yep.
And within 4 days, they were gone completely.
Wow.
I mean, it's just, like such a relief to me,
So I guess it was just a matter of her own nose realising it didn't need to react the way it was. So I'm relieved for you, but of course I'm even more relieved for Lulu, who doesn't have to go through that ordeal, that experience.
Yes.
So it's all been worth it.
We're all happy, yes. Oh, she's worth it.
You feeling better? What do you think? Happy? Wow. At least it's not snotty.
Chris is in Beijing and is spending the day helping out at one of the city's busiest animal hospitals.
How you going?
Hi.
I'm looking for Mary Peng.
I'm Mary.
Oh, you're Mary. How are you?
Dr. Chris, I'm fine. Thank you. Welcome to Beijing. Welcome to the International Center for Veterinary Services.
In China, up until about 20 years ago, their vets really only focused on farm animals. Looking after dogs and cats and pets in general is only a recent thing.
All right, we'll do a quick tour through the hospital, and then we'll get you set up into the examination room where you're going to be working out of.
Okay, great.
Okay. We only have about 300 hospitals and clinics for domestic pets in Beijing. So this is still a very new industry. So when we have the opportunity to have a veterinarian like Dr. Chris come to China and work with us on our cases, our doctors learn so much.
Ni hao.
Good morning. Ni hao, ni hao.
But Chris is starting with an unexpected challenge.
Who's this?
This is Big Beauty.
Strange question. Is she a hamster?
Yeah.
I don't treat hamsters. I've never treated hamsters. In Australia, you're not allowed to have hamsters. So much for Mary's theory.
She's a bit shy.
I think she was surprised to hear that I'd never seen one like her before. Look at you.
She's beautiful.
She's great. But what isn't so beautiful is this lump here.
Yeah, she's got difficulties in walking and sometimes seems very tired.
Did it appear very quickly?
Oh, a big bite? Oh, that's no good.
I'd be lying if I said I didn't find Big Beauty's name slightly ironic, but it turns out there may be a true meaning behind the term Big Beauty. It refers to the teeth. Oh, you're really getting to that finger, aren't you?
She's a very playful hamster and she doesn't bite usually, and she's just playing, I think.
With that lump?
Yes.
It is quite well separated from the rest of her body. It's not like it's invading in. And you can see I'm holding onto the lump there. One of the first things I check is how firmly attached it is to the body. This gives you an idea about how much that lump is invading into the tissue surrounding it.
Is it cancerous?
Yeah, I'm not too sure yet. We'll have to work out exactly what sort of cell is in that lump and what's caused it. Because in hamsters, in the same way as in mice, they can often get little breast cancers.
Breast cancers?
Yeah.
I'm really very anxious. Big Beauty is my son's hamster. He's now back in Australia to study English, so he asked me to look after the hamster. My son is going to be very sad, and my wife is going to be very sad too.
What we're going to do, if you could hold Big Beauty like that.
Yes.
I'm going to get that lump between my fingers and put a needle into it.
Yes.
And the cells I pull out of that lump will tell me exactly what we are facing.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, interesting. Look at this. I can't believe what I'm seeing in that syringe. Now, I did not expect that.
Liquid.
Yeah.
Come on. Come on, boys.
At the Bondi Referral Hospital Sash, 2 special boys are coming in for a visit.
It's away. Come on.
Their doting mum is emergency vet Dr. Lisa Chimes.
Come on, boys. Hello.
Hello, Lise.
How are you?
Hello, boys. Hello, boys.
The boys are back.
The boys are back.
My dogs Nelson and Lucas are frequent visitors here at Sash, but today I've brought Nelson in for a very different reason.
What did you bring him in for?
Nelson has got a lump on his bottom.
Oh, that's no good.
Yeah, it's been there for a little while, and now it looks like it's infected.
Oh, that's no good.
And it's become bigger.
Lisa wants specialist surgeon Dr. Steve Fernside to take a look at the worrying lump.
You know I'm a bit of a neurotic mother.
You are a neurotic mother, so we have to deal with those.
Hey.
There you go, Nels. All right.
So it's just here.
Okay, let's have a look at you, mate. Oh, that's nasty, Nels, isn't it?
I'm worried about this lump. I've tested it before and it didn't show any problems, but now it's changed. It's infected, it feels different, and that concerns me because cancerous lesions change. I just hope that this isn't one.
So there it is there. It's reasonably firm and it's got just an ulcerated surface there.
It feels like it extends quite deep in
it does.
there, so...
Yeah, look, it's a nasty lump and it's reactive, it's infected and it's painful. So for those reasons, we want to get it out as soon as possible.
So have you got room in your schedule today?
I think so. So let's get it in today. And
I would rather get it done, over and done with. Otherwise, the longer I leave it, the more I'm going to worry.
More traumatic for mother.
Exactly. Even though I'm a vet and I keep telling myself that it's probably going to be something completely benign and the surgery will fix it, the owner in me is anxious.
What a good boy you are.
Nelson means so much to me. He's my whole world, and I don't want anything to happen to him.
So we'll analyse that.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to get more out though.
In Beijing, Chris is treating a tiny hamster called Big Beauty, which has an alarming lump on its chest.
So if you hold it there, that's great.
Hightower is looking after the hamster for his young son and is extremely worried about the much-loved pet.
It might be cancer. I don't know.
That lump has fluid in the middle of it.
Yep.
And the fluid is that colour.
Yep.
So we need to check that fluid now to find out exactly
what it is.
95% of these lumps, when you put a needle in and draw back, not much comes out. You almost never get fluid like this. So we'll put it back into a little cage there.
Yeah.
I'll check the sample.
Okay, great.
Okay, and let you know what we have.
Thank you.
All right.
My son loves this hamster, and my worst fear is that she might die under my care.
So, the moment of truth, there's not a lot on this slide, but what is there is going to be very important. If it is cancer, then clearly, the prognosis, it isn't great. And the only chance of giving Big Beauty any sort of future would be surgery. But for an animal so small and so fragile, that surgery has huge risks. If it was cancer, I'd say big clumps of ugly cells that are multiplying. Here, it's not what's there. It's good news. Okay, Hightower.
Okay.
No matter whether you're in Beijing or Bondi, telling someone the good news about their pet never gets old. So on that slide, all I could see was fluid.
Wonderful.
Now that means that there's not a nasty cancer that's producing that lump.
Okay.
It's good news.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay?
Yes.
So
Can I Skype my son and let him know?
Tell him for sure,
Yes, he'll be very happy.
From nowhere, Hightower decides it's time to Skype his son Oliver back in Australia. This is news that clearly has to be shared. Oliver, there's someone here that wants to say hi. So the good news is that Big Beauty does not have a tumour. It's one of those really special moments for me where that love for a pet translates and transcends all cultures, all languages, and all situations. Because the look on his face is priceless. There we go. She's giving you a little kiss. See you later.
Okay, bye-bye.
There you go, huh?
He's happy.
Was he quite emotional?
Yeah, a little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
Very excited to learn the good news about Big Beauty.
Oh, good, good. Yeah. So this has been my first case as a vet in Beijing. It's been my first hamster, but it's been a great outcome.
Hightower will need to come back to the clinic once a month to have Big Beauty's cyst drained.
Well,
thank you very much indeed.
It's my absolute pleasure.
Thank you. Yeah.
Great to meet you.
We're going home now. Big Beauty.
Okay.
We're here.
Hello.
Come on, Nels. He doesn't want to come in. It's okay, baby.
Good boy.
It's okay, baby. Oh, good boy. Mummy's going to hold you for this part, okay?
At Sash, Lisa's much-loved dog Nelson has to undergo surgery to have a lump removed from his bottom.
We'll just do a little shave. Nelson's had a pretty clean bill of health for the last 10 years, and this is really the first thing that he's had go wrong. So I just hope that this lump isn't cancerous. It's just not something that I want to deal with. You're okay. You're going to be so brave. You're going to be so brave for Mummy. Nelson's our first child. My husband and I have had him since he was a puppy. He's been through so much with us.
Oh.
He's been by my side no matter what.
You'll be all right, Les. You're a good boy. You'll be okay. Mummy's very upset and she loves you. He'll be all right. He'll be fine.
He is 10 though, he's getting older, and now reality is starting to set in that he's not going to be around forever. You used to come to vet school with me, didn't you, Nels? Used to sit in the lecture theatre. I used to practice everything on you.
Lisa is trying to put on a brave front, but it all suddenly becomes too much.
It's okay, Nels. See you in 1 second. I'll come back in. I just don't want to watch this part.
As an emergency vet, I see so many sick animals and I perform so many procedures on them. But when it's my own dog, I just can't handle it.
Good boy.
Dr. Chris?
Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt,
It's all right.
but we have a client from Australia who specifically wanted to see you today. He's waiting in your examination room.
Okay, all right.
In China, Chris's next patient is an expat Aussie, now living and working in Beijing.
How you going? I'm Chris.
Hi, Eddie.
Eddie, nice to meet you.
Likewise.
Who's this?
This is BG. She's a bit of a big girl, but we like to remind ourselves she's still our baby.
The much-loved bull mastiff is having a tough time settling in to her new life in Beijing.
Now, you look pretty healthy. You taste pretty healthy too. What's she in for today?
Well, we're actually after some advice.
Yeah.
A lot of people look at her really strange, thinking that she's a dangerous dog, but it's hard to convince them that she's not. And we take her for a walk, and we see people coming in the opposite direction, and they pause and they move around her. They give her a wide berth, which is sad because she's such a happy dog that all she wants to do is say hello, and they don't sense that.
Sure. So people find that face menacing.
Obviously this is hard for Eddie to watch because he's confused as to why no one else seems to understand that this dog is of no threat whatsoever.
Quite often her tail will duck under, you know, because I think she senses the fear and that's just something that sort of spooks her a bit as well. So
what I need to work out is it people causing this problem or is it actually BG? The only way to know for sure is for us all to go for a walk.
Come on, out you come. The lady doesn't want the dog go anywhere near her, so it's not as if she's running loose and barking wildly or anything like that.
It doesn't take very long to truly understand exactly what Eddie and BG are going through.
You know, they've branded all large dogs dangerous and all she wants to do is to say hello.
People noticeably change their course, they look away, they veer away, they just do not want to be around what is a very friendly dog. That's a fairly big reaction going inside though.
It makes me feel more comfortable knowing that it's not just me that sees this reaction, that it is, you know, that Chris has seen it for himself, that people will move out of the way.
I'm sure the biggest concern for Eddie is the fact that what is just a simple walk could result in him being reported and BG being labelled as being a dangerous dog. Then the authorities, if they get involved, the outcome may not be nice.
BG, yeah.
One brave local does venture in for a tentative pat.
No, like this.
But he's still intimidated by BG's size.
I actually have an idea.
Okay.
I think I have something that can change how people perceive her.
Okay. I'm intrigued to know.
Yeah?
Yep.
Can I borrow her for a few minutes?
Sure, no problem.
Stay here?
Yep, I'm not going anywhere.
I'll just be a little while.
Okay. I'm not too sure what's going to happen with Chris's plan. You know, there's a lot of people here to convince and we can only hope that it works and that the message gets through.
Leave the boxes here. We'll jump in and get our traps.
At the Australian Reptile Park, General Manager Tim Faulkner and Keeper Nick have to round up 3 special volunteers.
Tasmanian devils are suffering from a disease called devil facial tumour disease, and it's sending them to extinction. We've got someone. Today, my job is to catch 3 young Tasmanian devils and take them down to Sydney University for some groundbreaking research. Hello, mate. Okay, 1, 2, 3. There we go. Got him? Yep. 1 devil from 1 trap. That's a good start. Now I need to check the rest.
So far, over 85% of the devil population has been lost to the cancer. It's a desperate race to find a cure.
Door shut.
Someone's home.
Got a devil? Beautiful, let's have a look. Hello, mate. I'm really excited today because research is something that I don't normally do. 1, 2, 3. So to see how it happens and see the scientists working at trying to establish answers and causes and maybe ways that we can save the devil, vaccines or a cure, that's got to be a good thing. I was worried last night that we wouldn't get anyone. We're 2 out of 2. Fingers crossed, we get number 3.
Reckon we're a fair chance?
It was too good to be true. We're empty. Trap number 3, the bait's been removed, but the door hasn't gone down. False alarm. Next trap. Door shut.
Beautiful.
And we have a devil. That's the 3 devils we need. Now we need to box them and get them to Sydney. Right, 1, 2, 3. Now it's time for the serious business. Down to Sydney. They're going to be anaesthetised, have bloods taken, get CAT scans to have a look at some of the internal organs, and it's not something that I've ever seen before.
Stay here?
Yep, I'm not going anywhere.
I'll just be a little while.
Okay.
In Beijing, Chris is working on a solution to stop the locals from being scared of Eddie's big Aussie dog, BG.
I'm not entirely sure this is going to work, but it is worth a shot.
Has anyone seen my dog? What's going on?
So we can't put a little sign around her saying she's friendly, but we can make her look like the most idolised, most loved animal in China.
You nice and warm in that?
The canine panda.
Look at you, amazing.
And you know what? People are already smiling. People are already intrigued.
How did you find a panda suit big enough for her?
Yeah, it wasn't easy. Pandas are really revered in China. They're almost considered to be sacred. So by making BG just look a little bit like a panda, all of a sudden there's a real curiosity, a fascination, and an affection, naturally.
That's amazing. They're all coming to us rather than us having to go to them. They're just intrigued by this panda. Totally out of the blue. I didn't think what Dr. Chris was going to come up with, and I think she looks really comfortable in that outfit too.
Look at that.
I think she's happy because just, you know, everybody wants to give her a pat on the head again.
And that shows you that all of a sudden she's feeling like she has the love back.
Yeah.
And that's all we can ask for.
Exactly.
So you don't have to stick with the panda outfit.
We'll just trial and error and see, maybe we'll change it up from a panda to something different the next day.
I'm going to leave you with your fans.
Thanks.
And the newfound popularity.
Thank you so much.
Lovely to meet you.
Chris, likewise. Thanks
all
so
the best,
much.
Okay?
Thank you so much.
Take
From
care.
BG and the family, thank you so much.
Bye-bye. Beautiful shot. See you later. Take care.
Bye. Say bye.
Bye-bye.
Hey.
How you going?
Good.
You all right?
I think he's under, so
We're ready to go?
we'll go in.
Let's have a look.
At SASH, Lisa's beloved Nelson is having surgery to remove a potentially cancerous lump.
So we're going to make an incision around here, Lise.
Yeah.
It's going to go right around the outside and then remove it from there.
Specialist surgeon Dr. Steve Fernside will be performing the operation under Lisa's watchful eye.
There's always pressure in these situations. Whether you're operating on the Queen's dog or whether you're operating on Lisa's dog. Doesn't matter. It's always pressure.
I don't envy Steve's position in this because I'm not only a vet, I'm a high maintenance mother and I'm watching his every move.
So I'm just going to incise around it. It does sort of go below the surface of the skin, this, doesn't it?
It's definitely deeper than any lump he's had.
Any operation has its own risks, and Nelson's not a young dog anymore, so Lisa's very concerned about him, and whenever we anaesthetise older animals, we always have concerns. But he's an otherwise healthy dog, and this mass needs to be removed. I just want to make sure that I get around the outside of this thing reasonably well.
Even though I find it really difficult seeing Nelson under anaesthetic, I have comfort in the fact that we're doing the right thing. We have to get this lump out because if it is something cancerous, I need to know.
So we're just on the final little stretch now. We're just going around the bottom of it. You can feel it's sort of like a firm, like a marble in there. It's quite hard. So we're going to submit that to the lab. Now, I've got to close this to make Mum happy. There we go. Job done, Lise.
Great. It is a big relief that the surgery's gone well and we can wake Nelson up from the anaesthetic, but my worries are definitely not over. It's going to be a really tough few days waiting for these pathology results. I just hope that it doesn't come back as something cancerous. Hey? Oh, my Buffy. Oh, you're a bit of a mess. Hey, I miss you. Mummy's right here.
Hello, are you here to see me?
Yes.
Or Chris?
Yes,
Yeah?
nice to meet you.
Nice
I'm
to meet
Henry.
you. Hey, Henry.
My wife, Iris.
Hello, ni hao ma.
Ni hao.
Now, what have you got here?
In Beijing, another unusual patient has just been brought in to see Chris.
So come through here.
Thank you.
Iris and Henry keep some unconventional pets, and they want Chris to take a look at one of the boys.
Snails.
Yeah, there are 8 of them.
The only snails I've ever seen in Bondi have been in people's gardens. I've never seen a pet snail before.
Now, what is wrong with the snails?
You can see his shell, get a crack on it and dry. We don't know what's the problem.
Okay, oh, right.
You see it? Yeah. This side is okay, but the crack is here.
Yeah, that's a problem. I mean, you can see that the shell is not growing properly.
No.
And in those holes, it's kind of produced what is like scar tissue for snails.
We worry because we saw the crack is getting bigger and bigger, and the color, is pretty different than the other side.
I wouldn't mind seeing how the other ones are going.
Hope you can help them,
This one actually has cracking as well, see?
Yeah, I can see it.
Yeah. What do they eat? Do they eat the lettuce?
Yeah, it seems they only like lettuce.
Anything else?
We were told that also eat the sand to help them digest, the food. Yeah.
These guys are missing something in their food. The clue is in the fact that the shell is where the problem is.
Okay, now we see.
And what they're missing is causing this problem. And this is everything they love, but it doesn't have absolutely everything they need.
We were told that only they like lettuce only, so we were surprised to hear that.
What they're missing is calcium.
Okay,
there's almost no calcium in this lettuce. We need it, dogs need it, cats need it, and turns out snails need it too.
So do you know any food that has calcium and can fit them? Any idea?
Well, it's going to be hard to find a food that has a lot of calcium that they still want to eat. But I need to make sure that I can actually get that something for you guys. 1 second.
他去找点有没有能给蜗牛吃的东西。
Excuse me. I'm looking for
I know what I need in order to make sure that Lushan's shell is fixed. But will these guys have it? Just don't know.
Australian Reptile Park General Manager Tim Faulkner is taking 3 very special Tasmanian devils to Sydney University for an important study.
Today's research is looking into the devil's disease, devil facial tumour disease. The species is facing extinction, and any clues or insights as to what might be causing this disease or how we can prevent it or cure it, that's what we want to be involved in.
Tim is meeting Professor Kathy Belov, who's running the innovative devil tumour study.
G'day, Kathy.
Hey Tim, how are you?
I'm good, how about you?
I'm good. So Tim's brought these devils in from the Australian Reptile Park because they're going to be part of a long-term study with us. What we've noticed is that young devils don't tend to catch devil facial tumour disease.
Look at that. We've got a little boy. So we'll pop him in the sack. 1, 2, 3. What's going to happen today is the devils will receive an anaesthetic that'll put them to sleep. Then they'll quickly take blood, but the main reason we're here is to put them through a CAT scan machine to have a CT. Okay, so there's the head. Now it's time to anaesthetise him. And the best and calmest way to do that is to leave him inside the bag, get his nose into a corner and present the mask. And he feels like he's going floppy now.
The CT scan will give the researchers an in-depth look at a healthy young Tassie devil, and in particular, an important organ in the chest called the thymus.
Now, the thymus in young mammals produces everything you need for a healthy immune system, but the thymus dies at about the age of 2. Interestingly, young devils under the age of 2 seem not to get the disease.
Okay, so we're good there.
If they can find out why and figure out what the thymus is doing, marry that up with the bloods and understand what's in the blood and what's being produced by the thymus, we could come up with some answers.
We should be now coming into the shoulders. And most interesting is now we're going to be very close to where we are expecting to see the thymus.
Tim is excited but anxious. For the first time, he might be about to get some vital clues about the deadly tumour that's killing so many devils.
So that's what a devil looks like through a CT scan. Look at that.
Do you know cuttlefish? Like squid?
Yeah.
Do you know they have a little bone inside them?
In Beijing, Chris is trying to track down an unusual remedy for some pet snails, which have badly cracked shells.
So not like a live squid or like a piece of squid, but
It's dried.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, we have that here.
Perfect.
Yeah, I'll find it for you.
Thank you. I get the impression this is a strange day for you guys. Trust me, I feel the same way.
Now what do you want?
Perfect. Much to my surprise, this clinic has exactly what I need, a cuttlefish bone. So it turns out we can fix these snails' problems right now. You brought me snails. Now, I'm going to bring you presents. Wow. What they need is this. Have you seen one of these before?
No.
So Lushan will eventually slide across that and will dissolve that calcium and will basically give himself a calcium supplement. We just break a little bit off. In there, lettuce as well. We're getting close to that being a complete meal.
Okay.
谢谢.
Thank you very much for your help. Yeah.
The more time I spend here, the more I realise China is clearly full of surprises. Who knows what's next?
So basically, this is the head, this is the heart, and then the thymus should be located here.
At Sydney University, 3 Tassie devils are undergoing CT scans for an important research project.
This study is critical because devils are threatened with extinction because of a contagious cancer, and we need to understand how their immune system works to be able to develop a vaccine, or at least to understand why devils don't mount an immune response against it.
We are just there. And this is the thymus.
Fantastic.
Well, I'm glad you found one.
We're all
And now
very
we
excited.
can watch it
Yes.
over time.
Look at that.
We're wondering whether these young animals are somehow protected from devil facial tumour disease by the immune system, and that's why we're trying to understand how the immune system works, particularly in young animals, and then how it changes as the animals age.
Hello, mate. This one's awake now, and that's very comforting because to see him asleep there on the table, well, it's rather confronting and not something I'm used to, but he's waking up, he's having a sniff, and he looks great.
2 more young devils will now be scanned for a close-up look at the thymus.
Okay. This is a little girl. Hello, darling. You're very important at the moment.
That's good.
The second devil's in now, and it's a little female, and I feel a lot more comfortable now. The boy went through, it was successful, everyone was a bit tense, but now, after seeing the thymus and seeing some results, it really makes it worthwhile.
Okay, we have the thymus there.
That's 2 down, 1 to go. 1, 2, 3. Here we go, number 3.
These studies are critically important because we need to understand why their immune system doesn't fight back, but also to ultimately develop vaccines down the track.
Okay, do we have a thymus?
Let's see. I think that's the first rib there, and that's the area that we are interested in.
Well, that is phenomenal, but is that number 3 waking up?
I think so, so we better go there.
It's a promising start for Tim and the research team.
Today seems like a great success. Everyone is buzzing, and who knows what we just might find with the results. All right, there you go, little one. Thank you. She's up. Well, that's it. I'm really happy. I'm happy to see you guys happy.
And I'm looking forward to seeing these 3 back every 2 months
Yeah?
next year or so.
Yeah, well, I'll come on down again, and who knows what we might find.
Ni hao ma.
Ni hao.
How are you?
Good. I'm Joseph.
Hey Joseph, Chris.
Oh,
I'm here to help you for the day.
In China, Chris's volunteering adventure continues, this time at one of the country's most important conservation centres.
We welcome everyone from all over the world to come here to be the volunteer. Yeah, especially the vet.
What's our first job?
So now we'll go to the panda kitchen to prepare the food.
It's breakfast time for the pandas. and Chris will be helping to prepare a specially formulated meal.
The thing about pandas is they find it very hard to get all the energy they need each day with just bamboo, so you need to supplement it with extra things like panda cake, which is a higher level of carbohydrate, fat and protein, and that way they can actually keep their weight on. Otherwise, they really struggle in captivity to actually keep all the energy they need.
Okay, ready?
Let's do it.
Yep.
So is this their favourite part of the day?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yes.
The favourite time for the favourite food?
Yes.
Chris will hand feed two of the younger pandas, Shishi and Bayan.
Oh, hello. You want cake? Look at you, you can't wait for cake. You're even willing to do squats for cake. Panda squats. All right.
Yeah.
Okay, you're going to be very, very gentle here. It's a small piece. There we go. You like that, don't you? The serious threats that pandas have to their survival means they have to be housed in a place like this where their numbers can be built up. Sure, I'd love it if those bars weren't there and if the whole area was a lot bigger and a lot greener, but the reality is that in terms of panda conservation, it is still very early days. You stay healthy. You have to mix it up. Thank you. Good. A bit of a palate cleanser too. I have to keep on reminding myself that she is so strong that if she wanted to, she could actually grab my hand and break it. That's why I'm trying to keep my distance back, but it's very hard.
The giant panda is the national treasure of China. So in the wild, the white panda is very, very rare. The number of the white panda is decreasing year after year. So now more and more Chinese people, they got the awareness to protect the panda.
This is one of those very surreal moments where you can't truly believe you're kneeling in front of a panda eating cake. But she seems very happy about the arrangement. Yep. Good girl, thank you. Okay, this is awkward because that's enough cake for you. So I have to give the rest of the cake to someone else. I'm sorry, there'll be more cake another time. It's gonna be all right. No, oh, this is tough.
You can't eat too much, you know, okay?
I feel awful.
Next in line for a meal is Bayan, Shishi's boyfriend.
Would you like some cake? There we go. Very good.
It's hoped that one day Shishi and Bayan will successfully mate.
They are just meters apart, and you'd think when you have a species that is so desperate to build up its numbers, they'd be breeding all the time. But oh no, that's not how it works. You see, a female panda is only receptive to mating for about 36 hours a year. So Bayan has to really seize his moment. Okay.
Finish the feeding.
All right. See you, Bayan. Good luck with the missus next door, huh?
Okay. So we're finished with the morning's work. So next we'll go to the kindergarten.
We're going to a panda kindergarten.
Yes, the panda kindergarten.
That sounds extraordinary.
This way.
This way?
Yeah.
It looks like there should be human babies in here, but no. This is for pandas. It literally is a kindergarten. In here now?
This is the inner sanctum of the Panda Breeding Centre. To be allowed entry is an extremely rare privilege.
So this is a panda nursery.
Food is coming.
Food's coming, guys. It's okay.
Hola.
Come on. Follow me. Hey. Here. Food. Ironically, for me to be invited to go to kindergarten is almost like I've graduated. So I've now reached the peak. If I'm trusted with the babies, I'm trusted with anything. I never thought I'd be this close to a panda and be able to reach out and touch him and listen to him slurping his milk. It's about as good as it gets, really. This is gone, isn't it? Hello. Hi. For me, I'm in absolute disbelief that this moment is even happening. It's kind of, for a vet, like a dream come true. You want to come in and have this? Hello. Is that good? I've never been this happy to sit in front of someone with their mouth open while they eat, but you're an exception. Look at you. Yeah. Everything down to the last detail is so tightly managed here. And it's a credit to what they do. They just know these pandas so incredibly well because it's their national symbol. Have you ever seen something as adorable as that? Why do you love working with pandas so much?
All the workers who work for the panda, we want to protect the panda from extinction. Yeah.
So the work you do, you know it's very important.
Yes, important and meaningful. Yeah.
Somehow today I've managed to feed and be involved in this nurturing process for these baby pandas. It is something I'll never forget. But now, I'm heading back to Bondi.
Come on! Yeah, good job, guys. Come on, let's go.
In Bondi, it's been an anxious 2 days for Lisa. She's been waiting for the test results on the lump removed from little Nelson.
Nelson, Lucas, come on. Good boy. Hey. Waiting over the last few days has been really difficult, and I think being a vet has made it even harder. I know how serious some illnesses can be, and I was hoping that Nelson would be okay.
3 days ago, Lisa was in tears as she watched her beloved pet undergo surgery to remove a potentially cancerous lesion.
You'll be all right, Lise.
Now, the results are in.
It's really great news. That lump was benign. It was just an infected cyst, no sign of cancer, and I am over the moon. It's all good, baby. Yeah, it's all good. It is. You're all good. You're a healthy boy. Hey? Nelson's my first baby, and I was terrified that he was going to be diagnosed with cancer. And now, a huge sense of relief that me and my boy will be playing for many more years to come. Hey, no cancer. No cancer, my love. Hey, such good news. Such good news.
Hi, how are you? We've just found this kitten in the park and we were told to bring him up here.
You just found the kitten?
Yeah, we found it in the park.
Do you want to have a look at it for you?
Yeah, sure, no problem.
Got
it? Yep.
Good Samaritans Yvonne and her sons Luca and William have rushed into the Bondi clinic with a tiny abandoned kitten.
So you just found this kitten?
Yeah, it was just near the playground, in the box with its toys.
It's a really hot day outside, so for this kitten to be alone and inside this box in the heat really worries me.
It looked like she'd been there for a little while. She looked like she'd been sitting in the sun, so she looked a bit tired and snoozy.
Wow, she's only a baby. I mean, she'd only be a couple of months old, if that.
Yeah.
So it's not really the time to be left alone.
No, not at all. Not at all. She's very lucky that one of the kids actually was inquisitive enough to have a look in the box. It looked lethargic and it looked like it had been in the sun for a while. It was very hot and it looked very young, so I was worried that if it was left in the sun for much longer, it might not survive.
I think you've probably arrived just in the nick of time. That when you have a kitten that's this small, their whole body is operating on such a high level that it needs water really regularly, it needs food really regularly. And if it goes without for more than a few hours in heat...
Yeah, and it was very hot.
Then they can dehydrate very quickly and you can lose a kitten like this in direct sun in just an hour or so.
Yeah.
Even less.
You're lucky. Yeah, I know.
If this little girl does have heat stroke, we are going to have to act pretty quickly because her body temperature could skyrocket to a dangerous level where her organs essentially start cooking themselves.
Hello, Tim speaking.
Hey Tim, it's Tara from next door. How are ya?
I'm good, how are you?
A bit better. I'm glad you're at work. I was just wondering if you could come and give me a hand. I've got a little friend and I can only see his tail. I'd hate to imagine how big he is.
Should I come over now?
Yeah, that'd be great.
Okay, I'll be there in a minute.
Thanks.
Bye.
Australian Reptile Park General Manager Tim Faulkner is responding to a call from the family that lives next door to the park.
Don't let him go, Pop.
They're worried about a snake which has wedged itself in a drain pipe.
Dad's got the snake and
Hopefully he's holding on and Tim will hurry up and come and save us.
What do you got?
I
think it could be a python.
Oh, spot on. This is where you found him?
Yeah. It's just his tail sticking out.
This is going to be a pretty big snake. You can only see the end of him. Well, I can see it's a diamond python. That part's easy. What I can't see is how I'm going to get it out of there. I don't want him to get down the pipe. Not sure where it goes. If it rains, he could drown. Worst case scenario, he'll pop up through the toilet. Who knows?
Get him out, thanks.
Okay. I'm going to start, and just one bit at a time. You can't pull too hard because all the little vertebrae in the back, you don't want to hear them crack.
Yep.
So it's just a little bit at a time. Oh. I know right away this is not going to be easy. I can't tell whether his head is hooked around something or if he's just wedging his body in that pipe. Either way, he's not moving.
Wow. I didn't realise they were so strong.
Yep, very strong.
So, since she's been in the park, she hasn't had anything to drink or eat?
No, nothing.
Okay, so you just came straight here?
Yeah.
At the Bondi Clinic, Chris is urgently assessing a tiny kitten, which was found dumped in a cardboard box at a nearby cricket ground.
Her gums are just on the paler side of pink.
Right.
So, you know, that could be due to shock, it could be due to dehydration.
Right, okay.
She's just a little pale.
When rescuer Yvonne and her sons William and Luca found the stray, she was struggling in the heat.
For this kitten to be alone in that box in direct sun, it's got to worry you because when dehydration and when heat stroke hit, they can be life-threatening. All right, what I'll do, let's just have a little listen. So her heart rate's really high. That's certainly a sign of stress.
Yeah.
And it can be a result of overheating and dehydration.
Yeah.
Chris now needs to check the kitten's temperature.
Okay. All right. It's just on the upper end of normal.
Yeah.
So she's not suffering from heat stroke, which is a really important thing and a real positive. But when I put her on all four legs, something else is going on. See, she's not very happy putting that left
she's not, is she?
front leg down. Yeah, she may have a problem with that front leg, which may explain why.
Yeah, she was there.
Someone may have decided it was all a bit too much. For her to be holding the leg up, you know the injury is severe. But my concern right now is the trauma may have been so great, it's damaged the nerve in her leg. If she's damaged the nerves, then things are a bit more serious.
Yeah.
Because you often can't fix nerves, but you can fix bones. So the important thing is, when I squeeze her foot, whether she can actually feel it. Just give those toes a bit of a squeeze. Okay, that's good. So we know that she has nerve function going right to her toes.
Yeah.
What we don't know is what's caused her to have that leg hanging the way it is. What we need to do is take an X-ray.
Yep, okay.
And from there, I can tell you exactly what's going on.
Okay.
Hopefully the leg is the only problem that this kitten has. It is one of those situations where you have to stay incredibly positive because if the X-rays show a really bad fracture and something that just can't be fixed, there is a chance she'll have to lose the leg.
I don't know how I'm going to get him out.
Come on.
Oh, every time I pull and then I relax, he takes back what I've got.
At a family home next to the Australian Reptile Park, Tim is struggling to rescue an obstinate diamond python which has firmly wedged itself in a drain pipe.
Yeah, we wanted this diamond python moved, hopefully into the bush, so then it can't hurt our chickens, or we've also got dogs too that we don't want the dogs to get the snake either. So hopefully we'll get him out and he'll be right.
Come on, you gotta get that snake out.
I'm trying, guys.
Look at it wrapped up around Tim's arm.
I'm struggling. I'm in full sun. My arms are starting to shake. I can see sweat dripping off my nose.
Here, Tim, may as well get comfy.
Hey, thank you. Oh, that's better. My arms are shaky and sore.
Well, I'm no good.
After more than 10 minutes, Tim is losing the battle to get the trapped snake out.
Really, I might get you to run over to the park.
Yep.
And ask for Billy, please.
Bill.
Yep, and just ask him to come over.
No worries, we'll be back in a sec.
Thank you. I'm going to call in reinforcements. The last thing I want is for this snake to slip, and he's gone. I can't get him then, or it's going to be a lot harder. I'm calling Billy. Hey, mate, have a go at him. Grab on. My arms are jelly. Thanks, mate.
Jelly?
They're jelly.
It has a strength in it.
Yep.
Diamond pythons, these things are strong. We've got a serious fight on our hands.
Strong?
Yeah, man.
I got an idea, mate. I think we pour a bit of water down there. It's not going to hurt him,
Yep.
but it might make it slippery. Might give us the advantage.
Sounds good.
You ready for a bit of water?
Yep.
Okay, coming now. So I hit him with the hose and he starts to move. And maybe now we're up to half the snakes out of the pipe. But again, he's locked in.
You want to jump in again?
Yes, no worries. There's a worry if we pull too hard, we could break his back, separate his vertebra. We don't want to do that. Come on. You ready for this now?
At the Bondi Clinic, Chris is about to x-ray this tiny stray. The abandoned kitten was found in a cardboard box at a local cricket ground and has a badly injured front leg.
Normally you'd use a sedation, but considering we don't know exactly what's caused these injuries, whether she's been hit by a car or had a big fall, the risk of giving her a sedation could actually cause her whole system to crash. So I'm trying to be as gentle as possible. X-ray.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I think we now know why she can't walk on that leg. That's a big fracture. Whatever's caused that fracture, we're talking about something major, because bones don't break like that every day. Being left alone in a box on a hot day is already horrific, but when you look at these x-rays, you understand just the trauma that this kitten's been through. You realise this has been a bad day of all bad days.
Chris now needs to share the disturbing news with concerned rescuers Yvonne and her sons William and Luca.
This is our problem leg, so it comes down, then all of a sudden it has a
clear break, isn't it?
Yeah, it does. So it's going to take an operation to fix that, which we can do in here.
Yeah, okay.
But the big challenge is the fact she's so young. I mean, looking at her teeth, she's probably about 7 or 8 weeks of age.
Tiny.
So an anaesthetic on these sort of little kittens is always a little risky, but you know, we'll obviously take every precaution with her.
Yeah, sure.
She'll stay with us tonight, and if she's up to it, she'll have the operation in the morning. But we do need to talk about names. And obviously, as the people that found her, you've got to approve this. So what do you reckon? If you look at her face, don't you reckon it looks like she's already wearing her zinc on her nose? And you guys were off on Saturday
Playing cricket.
Yeah. What do you reckon, cricket? What do you think?
Yeah. You approve of that one? Yeah.
All right, well, she's going to go and have a little sleep now, prepare herself for the operation. But thank you. In all seriousness, what you did today was very special, guys.
No problem.
So,
Bye-bye,
cricket. No worries. Okay. See you later, guys. Bye-bye.
See you later.
Sure, identifying exactly what sort of injuries cricket has is some sort of relief, but cricket only weighs 1 kilogram. She's 8 weeks by our best estimation. That's usually too small and too young to even attempt an operation, but the circumstances say we have to. That operation now presents a whole lot of risks we need to be aware of to make sure, after all we've been through, we now don't lose this little girl.
Come on.
At a home next to the Australian Reptile Park, Tim and keeper Billy are still struggling to remove a diamond python from a drain pipe.
Give you a bit of a spray.
Good.
Billy is now putting water down the pipe in the hope of flushing out the stubborn intruder.
It's a diamond python, which they get fairly large, up to 3 metres. I'm guessing that this fella's going to be 2 metres over. Okay, he's moving. Look how big he is, kids. He just keeps coming. He's loosened up and he's coming out. Last bit. Oh, he's got a bit of skin off on his neck there. And all of a sudden the head pops out and there he is. Have a look at him. Do you think he was that big?
Yeah.
You did? What a battle, but we've got him. Well, that was the hardest python I have ever caught. Diamond pythons must surely be one of the most beautiful pythons in the world. They're only found around the Sydney region and east coast of Australia. Now this male, he'd be out in search of a female or a feed, but the sun's come up. He needs to find somewhere to hide. He doesn't want to be out and vulnerable. He's found the pipe, picked a bad spot. Can you think of a name for him?
What about Peter the Python?
Peter the Python. Okay, Peter the Python it is.
Okay, let him go!
Let's go and let him go. Come with me. Clint takes us to a beautiful spot just off to the side of his property. Beautiful forest, a nice creek, perfect diamond python habitat, and we let him go. Everyone have a quick pat, say see you, Pete.
See you,
There we go. Pete the python is happy now. He's had a stressful day, but he's out now and he's back in his natural habitat. Hey, what are you going to do if you find another snake?
Go to him.
Call me. Don't you catch him. Let's go.
So I'll start to run some anaesthetic in now.
Cool, girl. That's it.
Next morning at the Bondi Clinic, it's time for Chris to start the delicate surgery on little Cricket. The tiny abandoned kitten was found with a badly fractured front leg.
It's a measure of how small she is. Her dose for this anaesthetic is 0.005 of a mil. So I'm having to actually bulk it out with some extra fluid just so we can be fairly accurate when it comes to giving her a dose.
Head vet nurse Neil will be assisting Chris with the operation, keeping a constant watch on the little kitten's vital signs.
I think we're getting a bit sleepy now.
Yeah. Okay, let's go. There's no doubt that anaesthetics for animals this size and this age have a huge amount of risk associated with them, simply because the animals are so young, they're so fragile, they don't have the energy reserves, and really if they lose just a little bit of blood, that makes a huge difference to their circulation. You have to take each and every step so carefully, otherwise, in the blink of an eye, you can lose them.
All right. All good? All right, all good. Let's do it.
It's going to be a risky operation. Chris needs to expose the fracture and then insert a pin to join the two broken bones. It will be incredibly difficult working on such a tiny patient.
There's absolutely no chance to relax here right now. I mean, you look into this area and there are big veins, there are big arteries, and there are big nerves. Hitting any one of them could be catastrophic. The challenge here is that once a fracture occurs, all the muscles tend to tighten over the top almost to provide the strength that the bone's no longer providing. And so there's a lot of work that goes into just working my way through those and exposing the end of the fractured bone. So that sharp point there is actually the very end of the fracture. So we should be looking at the bottom part of the humerus there. Finally, I have some sort of access to the ends of the bone. The idea now is to put the pin up the top fragment.
With the pin inserted into one end of the bone, Chris now needs to find the other shattered end.
So we need to join that bit there to this bit here. Like a lot of kittens, Cricket has very thin bones. She's only been on this earth for about 8 weeks, so she hasn't had much calcium to really strengthen them up. So I know if I push too hard, I could actually crack the bone. If I do that, then this whole operation will be a failure.
At the Bondi Referral Hospital SASH, a young hit-run victim is being rushed into emergency.
She's been taken out the back quite quickly, grabbed from us, which is lovely, but we're quite nervous to know what's going on. We don't know what's happening at this time.
Thank you, sweetie.
Misha's distressed owner frantically searched for 7 hours to find the runaway husky. The 2-year-old was eventually found, left for dead on the side of the road.
Oh no, Pumpkin, it's going to be sore. You're a good baby. Good dog.
We were horrified. You could see her eyes were quite wide and she was in shock.
1, 2, 3. Good dog. Good girl.
Now emergency vet Dr Vipika Russell is urgently assessing the young husky's injuries.
Misha has quite severe damage to her chest, and this is interfering with her breathing.
Owner Diane is desperately waiting for an update on Misha's condition.
There's a lot of things we have to worry about when you think of a little animal being hit by a large vehicle, that at speed probably. I know it's a lot to take in. It's a big shock. I know how you're feeling. I've had my own animal run over and it's very distressing.
Misha is almost certainly going to need surgery, so the trauma team has alerted specialist surgeon Dr Steve Fernside.
Hey Jade, how's she going?
Doing all right.
You right? Misha's been badly traumatised, unfortunately. She's got a punctured lung and what appears to be bones moving around in her pelvis. So the most important priority at this stage is to get her stabilised, make sure she can breathe properly, make sure her life is not in danger. Once we've got that established, then we can start to think about how we're going to put back what appears to be a pretty badly broken pelvis.
So she needs to be on this side so we can have some oxygen.
Misha is still having trouble breathing properly, so leaking air has to be removed from around her damaged lungs. Until that's stabilised, she could be facing another 48 hours before she can have surgery.
Good girl. I love you, darling. We'll be back soon.
Okay, we're just starting to see it now. So there it is there, just popping up.
At the Bondi Clinic, the delicate operation to repair little Cricket's badly fractured leg is continuing. Chris has inserted a metal pin into one end of the tiny kitten's fractured leg. He's now attempting to secure it to the other end of the broken bone.
Send. This pin now feels like it has gone into place, but I need to know if it's gone in too far or if it's fallen short. To do that, I need an X-ray.
X-ray!
All right, okay, that's good. So the pin is going right through the middle of the bone. It's bringing the two ends together, and the join is pretty neat. The X-rays look good. The pin's sitting exactly where I want it to be. So really, it's a matter of getting straight back into the surgery because time's ticking. Okay, let's cut this pin. All right, so we pulled that pin back and cut it off. So okay, we're right to close.
Yep.
All right, I'm done there.
The little stray has now been on the operating table for an hour and a half, and Chris is anxious for the tiny kitten to wake up.
I know from my experience that when you're dealing with an animal as small as Cricket is, you can't relax at this stage. We have to keep our eye on the game and make sure that Cricket wakes up from this anaesthetic perfectly.
We've been through so much, don't give up now.
Okay, he's just starting to come around now. Can we get a bed?
Little Cricket is waking up safely, but it will be another few days before Chris knows if the operation to save her leg has been a success.
We've asked just so much of Cricket today. It's been a marathon operation for such a small kitten, but she's come out the other side, and now hopefully we can start looking at a new life for her, a new home.
Hey, Misha. Hi, darling.
Next morning at SASH, the anxious wait for extreme bruising around hit-run victim Misha's lungs to ease is over.
Yeah, not too bad, are you, darling?
Now, Specialist Surgeon Dr Steve Fernside can take over and try to repair her badly shattered pelvis.
Misha? Poor little Misha. She's been hit by the car, left by the side of the road in a hit-and-run attack. She's had a severely punctured lung and badly fractured pelvis. Thankfully, her lungs have stabilised over the last day or so, and we can now take her into surgery and fix a broken pelvis. So what we'll do is just be gentle here. Position it there. All right, Misha, let's get you radiographed and get you into surgery. So what Misha's got is a nasty fracture of her pelvis. The pelvis in the dog is structured like a box, and there are sort of hinges or joins up the top end, and then there's a box-like structure. Now what she's done is on the right side she has taken away that join between her spine and her pelvis, so that's actually pulled apart, and on the left side she's broken through the middle of the panel of the box. She's basically got a box, and instead of being nice and square is now like that.
Misha's surgery will be long and complicated, but Steve is hoping it will give the young hit-run victim a second chance at life.
We need to realign her pelvis and put some implants in there to hold it all together. Now, unfortunately, right next to where we're operating are two big nerves that supply the innervation to the back legs. If they get injured or damaged as we're realigning all this and putting it back together, then that can be a serious complication that could affect her ability to walk.
Look at you. I did not expect to see you sitting up.
Over at the Bondi Clinic, Chris is anxious to check on tiny Cricket.
After going through an operation like Cricket has to repair that fractured leg, you appreciate she's been through a lot. So it's important now to see how she's going. Well, she's putting on the big performance today. She's looking for affection. She's obviously feeling more comfortable in that leg because the bones aren't moving around anymore. She's happy to stand on it, so this is good. It's the best possible outcome to already, just 12 hours after the operation, have her willing to actually put some weight on it. That's far beyond my expectations. She's really only been away from her mum and her other kitten litter mates for, it could only be a few days, so it's a lot to ask of a little girl like this, but she just seems to take every little challenge and meet it head on and give it that right hook.
Chris is so impressed with the courageous kitten's progress that he's decided the little orphan is allowed a special treat.
Normally after major surgery, you really limit how many visitors a patient has. You don't want them up, about and excited. In Cricket's case though, we're going to make an exception. Tomorrow, she might just see some familiar faces.
Alrighty, so poor Misha, we're just going to get her positioned for surgery now. You can actually see that her pelvis is slightly misshapen here on the surface now that we've clipped all her hair away. This side is sitting too high up. You can see how that box has moved like that, and her pelvis is misshapen. So we're going to realign that, put it back into the right position.
At SASH, the complex surgery to repair hit-run victim Misha's pelvis is underway. It will be in 2 stages, with Steve starting on her dislocated right side first.
First thing we're doing is dissecting down onto the wing of her ilium, which is part of her pelvis. And this is the part that's dislocated from the spine. So this is the part we've got to bring back into alignment and reconnect. Poor Misha, I mean, to be left by the side of the road with these horrible pelvic injuries is just awful to even think about for this poor dog. So we've got a tough couple of hours ahead trying to put this all back together.
Steve will be operating dangerously close to the important sciatic nerve at the base of Misha's spine.
So if we hit the nerve, it causes damage to the main nerve supply to the back leg. So that's pretty serious. We've got to be careful because that affects her ability to walk. All right, let's try that. So we've just put our first pin in, and this is where we're reattaching the joint from the sacrum at the base of the spine to the pelvis. We've got about less than a square centimetre of bone to get this into the right position, so we have to be very precise about where we're putting this pin. Hard work, that's for sure. Okay, it seems to be reducing now. That was hard, but the screw's in a really good position. I'm very pleased with the way things are going. We're halfway there. We've got to roll her over now and do the other side, which is going to be equally as challenging in a slightly different way. But I'm pleased with that, but still a long way to go. This battle's a long way from over. It's like a jigsaw puzzle where the pieces just don't fit. So we're going to need to try very hard to put this all back together in the way that nature intended it to be. Righto. This bone has been pretty badly damaged and it's pushed way out of position, so it's going to take a bit of grunt work to get it back in the right spot. Misha's quite a strong dog. Her muscles are trying to pull this bone in the wrong direction. It's been out for a couple of days. And now we've got to try and get it back. And as you can see, it's not that easy to do because the muscles, the tendons, the ligaments, everything around a pelvis is so tight. All right. Okay, suction. What we do is pull it back halfway and then have a bit of a break and let the muscles relax. And then we try and get it the rest of the way. Okay, my dear. We're getting there. We've got it in a pretty good position now.
Finally, with the bones realigned, Steve can now attach a plate to help the pelvis hold its shape.
Okay. It's been a bit of a job, but we've got there. We're happy with the results so far.
It's been a marathon surgery, and Steve is hopeful that Misha will now have full use of both legs.
She was fortunate that she didn't suffer a head injury here, but at the same time she had to have a big surgery. We're very optimistic that this dog is going to go on and live a normal life. You just rest your head there. There you go, sweetheart. You've had a big day, my girl. Good girl.
You've got visitors, Cricket.
Next day at the Bondi Clinic, little Cricket is now well enough for some surprise visitors. Rescuers Yvonne and her boys are keen to see how well the tiny kitten is recovering after her leg operation.
I was a bit worried that she wouldn't be alright in the surgery because she's a small kitten, so hopefully she pulled through okay.
So, would you like a hold?
Oh yeah, we'll have a hold.
So she's doing all right. I mean, she's making progress.
Yeah.
And that's the important thing. The injury she had, it wasn't small.
Yeah.
And it was actually quite an effort to put it back together, even though we're talking about bones that are this big. The one thing that I've noticed since the operation, she's not going to go back to using that leg straight away.
No.
And she's going to try to guard that.
Yeah.
She's guarding a little bit more than I'd normally
I was going to say,
expect.
she doesn't look like she's got the paw down at all.
Exactly. So I'm just watching that. I just want to make sure she does get full nerve function back in that foot. For now, the most important thing is just keeping her fairly quiet.
Yeah,
that's why I'm happy for her to be in her little cage there and resting, because her bones are really in a crucial stage where they need to mend. But she's got the right attitude with it all, and she's affectionate and she's getting plenty of attention in here. And,
really? I can't imagine that she's not demanding that. Hey?
Exactly. You look at those boys' faces, they're infatuated by her and clearly thinking about how they convince Mum to take Cricket home.
It's a big step from rescuer to owner, and Yvonne isn't taking it lightly.
I mean, it wasn't a plan to have a kitten, but you never know, we might take her, but you do really need to make a decision if you're going to have a pet, that you're going to keep it forever.
Okay, well, we'll put her back in here. The fact is, whether Yvonne and the boys decide to take Cricket home in the end, it doesn't really matter. Ultimately, they've already saved her life, and that's the really important thing to remember right now. All right. So, thank you for calling by. It is very, very sweet of you, so I'm sure she appreciates it.
Nice to see her, isn't it, Luca?
Yep.
See you,
Bye-bye,
Cricket.
See if you're giving me a handshake. Look at that. Just got a handshake.
All right, guys.
Great.
Thanks for calling by.
Thanks, Chris.
We'll see you soon.
We'll see you later.
Okay. Cricket doesn't really seem to know the meaning of rest and of taking it easy, but that is exactly what she needs to do right now. We want to see that movement return to that leg and get her more comfortable in using it. If she can do that over the next few weeks, then we can seriously look at her going to a new home, wherever that is.
Hi, Mish. Ready to go home? You are looking great, my girl, aren't you?
It's a big day for hit-run victim Misha. 4 days ago, the young husky was rushed into SASH with a smashed pelvis.
She's basically got a box and instead of being nice and square, is now like that.
Her injuries were so bad, it was feared she wouldn't be able to walk normally again.
Hard work, that's for sure. Seems to be reducing now.
Against all odds, the 2-year-old husky is making an amazing recovery.
Good girl. Just gently. Misha's doing great. She's doing really well. I'm really pleased with the way she's recovered. Look, within less than a week, she's walking around. She doesn't have any of those nerve deficits we were worried about. She's comfortable. She looks terrific. So she's going home to Mum, and I think Mum will be wrapped.
Oh, just over the moon. Everyone's waiting for the call to bring her home, so we've got a special place made up for a nice bed, nice crate, everything for safe for her. So yes, we're all very excited to see her and bring her home with us.
Hello, Diane. How are you?
Good, thank you.
Is your baby back?
Hi, gorgeous.
She's doing great.
Hi.
Better than I expected, actually. She's really doing very well.
Oh, she
very
looks
happy with
great. Oh, baby, you look great.
her. She'll need to be kept quiet for the next 4 to 6 weeks while this pelvis heals. But you know, at this stage, her progress is really excellent, and she's recovered very well.
Yeah.
Very pleased with her.
Well, she looks a lot happier this time.
She's a lot happier than she was a few days ago, that's for
Yeah.
sure. See you later, Mish. You be good at home. Don't give your mum too much trouble, all right? And look after that pelvis.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Very welcome.
Thank you.
She's going home to a great family, very supportive. She's going to need to be. It's going to be tough for that first couple of weeks keeping her quiet, but I hope everything goes well from there.
Come on, this way. Good girl.
Excuse me. What is it? What is which buttons? That can't last.
It's been 4 weeks since the surgery to repair Cricket's left front leg.
Normally, if you want to check if a leg's working, you stretch it, you might take some x-rays here. We just check if she can pull up buttons and make phone calls. I know it's all about pulling your weight, but we don't need a secretary. You are just proving that you cannot stay around here much longer, and you are going to have to go to your new home. Yep. And you better not behave like that. So Ivana's decided not to adopt little Cricket. I mean, obviously, the whole family's played such a huge role in her life and ultimately her survival, but for them, the timing just wasn't right, and the worst thing you can do is force a pet into a family that's not ready for one. The good news, though, is that we do actually have another person who is very keen to adopt her.
You'll be ready to get out of here, I'm sure. She's just full of beans all the time.
Yeah.
This leg's amazing. You've done a great job.
She uses it for good as well as evil.
Yeah.
Whilst Neil is a real softie, he's a hard man when it comes to making sure that his kittens go to the right homes. He has a little checklist he always likes to run through, and if he doesn't think the owner's suitable, he'll say no.
So you think they're a suitable owner for a cat?
Definitely, yeah. They've had cats before.
They've had cats before?
Yeah.
Have they had any other pets before?
Yeah, they've had dogs as well.
Dogs?
Actually, quite a few different types of animals.
Okay. Yep, you can have a look when I've finished. Now, are they going to be responsible? So there's a few really important things. Obviously, they're going to have to make sure that she's fed, watered, litter trays looked after, they're in a safe environment.
I trust them.
Yeah.
They're pretty good.
Okay.
Yeah. But I think you'll like them, and I think you'll learn to understand why they're pretty trustworthy.
Okay.
So the new owner has been given Neil's conditional approval, so here comes the exciting part. It's time for Cricket to go home to the new owner for the first time. Kiss, kiss. Lovely. One more.
Thank you. All right. Bye-bye. Be good.
Cricket, just trust me on this. You are going to love where we're going. Bit of faith.
Lucky Cricket is getting some VIP treatment, with Chris taking time out to personally deliver her to her new home.
So welcome to your new home. It's actually our home. Oh yeah, we're doing this.
It's been kind of a funny situation because I truly did want Yvonne and the kids to adopt Cricket, but each and every time I found I was trying to convince them into taking her, I was giving reasons as to why I should ultimately adopt her. And so when they said no, it wasn't going to work out, I wasn't that disappointed. Are you going to get to love this place? There is so much here for you to look at, for you to get to know, and for those claws of yours to sink themselves in. You already can't wait, can you? Look at you. Cricket? No. What are you scratching? Really, my whole life I've had cats, apart from the last couple of years since I lost my cat, George. George certainly had a unique personality. George, that's not a welcome. And you can never replace that kind of character. So all the while since I lost him, I've been looking for a cat that might go close. And I think Cricket might just be that cat. I wouldn't do that, Cricket. Feel good? That's not going to happen. You don't have to scratch every single item of furniture in the first 5 minutes you're here. At the moment, I'm looking around my house, trying to appreciate how my house looks now, because it'll never look better. Cricket clearly thinks my house is delicious, and she's willing to scratch and taste every single part of it. You relax? Yeah? Do you know how to relax? Cricket's had just about the hardest start to life that a cat can have. Been abandoned with a broken leg, having to face major surgery and a really long recovery. But hopefully today is a really nice way to start the rest of her life. We're gonna have some fun. I've travelled 12,000 kilometres across the world to Abu Dhabi after a special invitation to work in an extraordinary vet hospital. The animal they treat here is also extraordinary, the falcon. Falcons, they're not just birds. They have their own passports. They can fly internationally in the cabin of the aircraft with their owners. So you can imagine that if they get sick, they get treated like royalty. And that royalty treatment happens right here. Have a look at these guys. That's amazing. How are you?
Hi, how are you?
Good, I'm Chris from Australia. Here to see Dr. Margaret.
Yeah, okay, I'll take
Thank you. This is the weirdest waiting room I've ever seen. Hello.
Hi.
How are you?
Nice to meet you.
Lovely to meet you.
How are you doing?
A couple of your patients waiting here?
Oh, definitely, yes. They're just waiting for the checkup now.
A world away from Bondi, Chris is meeting hospital director, Dr. Margit Muller.
I'm not jumping the queue, am I?
No, you're always welcome to jump the queue, of course.
I walk in and straight away realise this place is like nothing I've ever seen before. It's a vet hospital totally devoted to an animal that means a lot to me. I have two favourite birds, pelican and the peregrine falcons. I want to know though, for you, as a vet, you could have worked with any animal. What is it about falcons that captivates you?
Falcons are fascinating. It's not just a bird, it's an individual character, it's a real personality. And the more you work with falcons, the more you learn. I mean, I'm working with falcons now since 16 years, but still I'm learning. And that's fascinating with falcons. It's just a beautiful bird. You look in their eyes and they're captivating you. And that's actually what happened to me. So it's like a virus. It's catching you and it never lets you go.
Every year, Margit and her team treat over 9,000 sick and injured falcons. That is a lot of birds.
The first feather of the wing is broken, which means that's causing her really problems to fly. And at the same time, if the new feather would grow, she would not have any hold.
So it means she's not flying straight and level?
See here?
Oh,
so
wow.
this is missing. The first one is missing. Okay. And that's an important one.
The sad fact is, a falcon would find it incredibly hard to survive in the wild with an injured wing.
Good.
This girl needs immediate surgery if she's a chance of having that wing repaired. The need here is that she can't go back out and be a normal falcon until she has perfectly balanced wings and can fly normally.
Yes. Because if one feather breaks, then the next one could break and then it could just go down and this will cause her really a major problem.
What happened?
Left them somewhere. Attacked by a dog.
Okay. Let's have a listen.
Back in Australia at the Bondi Referral Hospital SASH, emergency vet Dr. Lisa Chimes is urgently assessing a badly injured Burmese cat.
Coco has been rushed in. She's been mauled by a dog. She's got serious injuries. She's in shock and she needs emergency care right away.
Let's give you a little prick now, sweetie pie. Okay, darling.
Distressed owners Tracy and Vance found the traumatised cat just moments after the shocking attack.
She was cowering in the next door neighbour's yard and just howling. I went over and tried to pick her up, but just she wouldn't let me near it. It was a horrible, horrible thing to see.
Right, darling. Oh, there are some bite wounds over there.
Yeah.
Coco's really been beaten up. She's having breathing difficulty. We're giving her oxygen, trying to place an IV catheter, and I need to take a better look at those wounds to see how bad the damage is.
Good girl, Coco.
I'm just clipping off Coco's hair at the moment to try and work out where these wounds are. The concern is that what I'm seeing on the skin is really just the tip of the iceberg. If Coco's got serious injuries underneath these skin wounds, her life is in jeopardy.
Would she have broken that feather just through a flying accident?
Yes, that's usually how they do it, yes. When they fly or when they hit a prey or they chase a prey and they hit, then they break the feathers.
At the state-of-the-art Falcon Hospital in Abu Dhabi, Chris and Dr. Margit Muller are about to begin delicate wing surgery.
She's the Ferrari of the bird world, isn't she?
She is, but in the same time, when you look at her like this, she looks like she has a big body. But when you open up the wingspan, you can see that the body is actually quite small compared to the wingspan. We have some falcons that have a wingspan up to 1.2 or 1.3 meters. So it's really huge.
And is
so
this
it shows the difference.
The problem here?
Yes.
Yeah, so she's missing.
Yeah, she's missing this part. It's the first primary, yes.
Primary flight feathers are called that because they are the most important feathers a bird has. They take most of the force and give them most of the lift they need to get up into the air. Without them, they can't fly efficiently or safely.
And in order to fix the feathers, we have some spare parts.
Did I hear that right? Spare parts. Oh, wow.
We have thousands of feathers for the left wing, right wing, tail feather, first feather, second, third, for all the different species and for all the different genders.
When you're dealing with the Ferrari of the bird world, it makes sense that you might have to go to the mechanic for a bit of a tune-up. Well, Margit, as a specialist falcon doctor, is that mechanic. And naturally, she has a very special spare parts drawer.
This is feather number 1. It's a very slim, a very small one, and this is the one that we have to repair. Feather number 2 is a little bit slim here, but here it gets a little bulky, and number 3 is quite a bulky one. If you put a wrong feather or one which is too large, the bird has again problems to balance, so it's useless what you do. So you must do a perfect match.
So that one's shorter, so you're trying to get the same
yes.
thing here?
See? And this one, it is still a little bit too long.
Yeah.
So it has to be shortened up to here, actually, okay? This is artwork.
That's great. I'll check it again.
Yep.
So even though this is a state-of-the-art vet hospital, not everything is high-tech.
Now that's a stick for barbecue. You will put your meat and prawn and vegetable on it. It's a skewer. And we put feathers on them because it's bamboo. It's lightweighted, it's elastic, you can move it, you can see.
Yeah.
It's the perfect material to fix feathers on them. So we are skewering the feathers on them, actually.
So the Ferrari has a skewer inside it?
Exactly.
I've never been a Ferrari mechanic, but I'm about to become a bird Ferrari mechanic.
Together, and then you mix. Yeah. Now you put it inside the shaft.
Sometimes the most seemingly simple things are actually the hardest to do. We're talking about a skewer and a bit of glue here, but I'm sweating. This just has to be so precise, and the pressure's on.
You put this feather inside the shaft, okay? And try to make a nice alignment. Okay, and here we go.
It's intense there, isn't it? You have to get it right.
It is, it is.
Chris and Margit now have to wait for the bird to wake up before they'll know if the surgery has been a success.
You have to get it 100% right. 99% is not good enough for a falcon.
She's really been munched here. Look at these wounds.
At Sash, dog attack victim Coco is in serious trouble.
All right, honey. Okay, sweetie pie.
Lisa is urgently trying to find out just how badly she's been mauled.
It really worries me when a 5-kilo cat like Coco has been attacked by a big dog. Bite wounds not only cause tissue damage by tearing and shredding the skin and muscles, but they also inject bacteria which can have life-threatening complications. Oh, darling. This dog has really got into Coco. There's a lot of dead space under the skin, a lot of areas for infection to spread, so trying to flush out as much as possible. He's really had a good go at her.
Suddenly, Coco's condition starts to deteriorate.
You want some oxygen for him?
Yeah, we'll put a mask on him. He's really breathing up. What we're going to do now is get Coco into the oxygen cage so she can stabilise a little bit more because she's having some breathing difficulty. Now that might simply be because she's in shock, but it might also mean that she's got some injuries in her chest from the bite wounds.
You're really struggling, aren't you, sweetie? You just breathe in that oxygen.
Coco's devoted owners have been anxiously waiting for any news about their critically injured little girl.
So we've clipped up all the hair over her rump and she's got lots of bite marks there. The problem with that is we don't actually know what damage they've done underneath. So best thing to do for her would be to take some x-rays off her and see what's going on in her abdomen and any obvious bony abnormalities. And
can we see her?
Yeah, absolutely. Tracy and Vance are in a little bit of shock. Their beloved cat has just been mauled by a dog, and now I'm here telling them that her life could be in jeopardy. And that's just a lot to take in. Okay, so here she is. Open it up here.
Hello, baby. My princess. You had a tough day.
It's really hard to say goodbye because I don't know what's going to happen to her. I don't know whether she's going to be okay. It's very tough.
We'll look after her. All right, I promise she's in very good hands here, but I can't really give you any guarantees until we know exactly what she's done to herself. Okay, so seeing Tracy and Vance visit Coco in the oxygen cage and watching them with her made me really sad.
Thanks, Lisa. Thank you.
They absolutely love their cat, and if I can't get her back to them, it's going to break my heart as well.
Once they wake up, they're fully clear. They're not dizzy.
Just wake up so quickly, don't they?
It's much faster than dogs or cats.
In Abu Dhabi, it's an anxious wait for Chris and the team to see if they've managed to successfully repair an injured falcon's wing.
Testing out the new equipment. This is amazing. That was something else. Fixing a Ferrari with a 1-cent barbecue skewer. But now the biggest test will be to see if it works.
It's exciting here, isn't it?
She was having a closer look.
Yes, definitely.
There's something very unique about this entire experience. You've got a vet clinic that is solely focused on falcons. You've got a woman in Margate who's devoted her life to treating them. This is something I'll never forget.
Sometimes when you look in their eyes, you know they're saying, okay, try to help me or do something, even if it's a hopeless case. And then you try whatever you can do, and normally it works out well, yes.
Well, I think you're doing more than just a little bit for them. You're doing a lot for them.
They are my passion, yes.
All right, darling, that's okay. All right, kitty kid.
Back at Sash, little Coco is fighting for her life after being savagely mauled by a dog.
What a good girl. We're about to take some x-rays of Coco. We don't know the extent of her injuries, and looking at these pictures will give me a lot more indication as to how bad the damage is.
Lisa is worried the little Burmese may need surgery on her shocking bite wounds.
Okay, so I'm looking at her chest. As I'm looking at the x-rays, I'm focusing on different parts of her body. to see if this dog's teeth have done some serious damage. So I'm looking for any fractures, any broken bones. My goodness, this is amazing. I just can't believe this. This is not what I was expecting. Coco is only 5 kilograms, and as I'm looking at her x-rays, I just can't believe that she hasn't got any broken bones and that her abdomen and chest are looking okay for now. It's quite amazing.
But the little cat isn't out of danger yet. Lisa needs to find out if any of her organs have been damaged or if she has internal bleeding.
So we're just doing an emergency ultrasound on Coco, trying to look for any areas where she's had trauma. So any sign of fluid in the abdomen, which might indicate bleeding or rupture of an organ. So her bladder looks fine, kidneys look fine, no sign of fluid anywhere. Coco's passed all the tests for now, but she still has some pretty nasty skin wounds. They can become infected, and that can quickly be fatal.
Lisa's urgent priority now is to keep Coco's wounds stabilised and stop the spread of infection. The next 12 hours will be critical.
She's nowhere near out of the woods yet. I just hope, for Coco's sake and her family's, that we can get her through it. That's a girl.
All right, so we've got all our gear. I think that Bill and myself will be primary gator catchers.
At the Australian Reptile Park, irate alligators are jostling for territory rights, and it's getting ugly.
Most of the problems are happening because we've got some younger males that are now full size. They're big boys, and they're trying to overthrow the older males. Now, that can end in some pretty serious injuries and potentially death. Remember, these big boys, they're a few hundred kilos. If they roll on your legs under, it's going to snap, so keep it out of the way. OK, let's do it.
The keepers need to be able to identify the troublemakers. But the problem is, in the water, all the alligators look the same.
The plan is to catch them and put a white mark on each of their tails. And we'll mark the scales in different patterns. And when they swim, their tail sits proud in the water and we can observe who's doing what.
Tim needs extra helping hands, so park builder Dan is about to get an impromptu lesson in alligator safety.
All of these females need to go back in the water, but we'll just do Gator 101. The fact is, even though Dan's a builder, he needs some experience in this area. Everyone does, because he doesn't need to know how to catch a gator, but he needs to know how to respond if there's an emergency. Tap on here. That's it. Well done, mate. You can use a little bit of force on the nose, OK? And that'll stop him.
You certainly don't get to jump on gators when you're building, that's for sure.
But you have to know, once we start this and they think it's feed time, they're going to come 3 times faster. Come on. Come on. Come on, bit more, up.
The first alligator to be lured out is big, and he's angry.
Righto. No surprise who it is. It's Mr. Skinny. He's the oldest and historical dominant gator. Maybe not that case anymore. Good. OK, up, boys. Dan on the rope. Come this side. Mike, you protect us. Oh, a bit more. A bit more. OK, Mike on with me. Obi, watch water. This is a really dangerous situation. OK, we're going to take him to that tree. We've got 40 gators, and most of them think it's feed time. So they have one of the strongest jaw pressures on Earth, and we've got the biggest of the big here. You want a hand? We need to have our wits about us and just be ready for anything to happen. Jeez, they're coming in thick and fast.
Hey, Coco. How are you feeling?
At SASH, it's been an anxious night for Lisa and the team, monitoring traumatised bite victim Coco.
When I look at those wounds, I'm concerned about them. They're swollen, they're painful, and I'm worried that if we don't take her to surgery, that they'll break down, become infected, and that could put Coco's life in jeopardy. Tracy, hi, come through.
Thank you. Waiting has been agonising for Coco's distressed owner, Tracy. Now, Lisa has to deliver some bad news.
So,
The wounds, remember I said it was a possibility that they're not going to drain very well? Well, today that's our concern, and the best thing we can do for that would be to actually do a surgical procedure where we open up that skin, really debride out all the dead tissue, all the damaged muscle under there, and put some drains in. If we are proactive and do it early, then she's got a much better chance of recovery and a much reduced chance of complications. Okay, yeah, I think, yeah. I'm sorry. No, that's okay. Actually, I was hoping for better news today. When I heard the word surgery, you know, I started crying because I think I had an expectation that she'd just have a few days here. It's a worrying time. That's what I'll spend the day doing now, worrying about her.
Hey Jess, this is Coco. Just having debridement of her dog bite wounds. So they're pretty nasty. Poor Coco. I mean, it's not bad enough that she was attacked by a vicious dog yesterday. And now she has to go under the knife to have those wounds attended to. This poor cat is 13 years old and in the last 24 hours has probably been through more than she has in her whole life.
Surgeon Ricky Cashmore is performing the operation.
So we'll just open this up and we'll have a look underneath and see what damage has been done. Look at that.
All right through into the muscle.
It does go down through the spinal muscles, right down onto the vertebrae, and it also reaches to the pelvis as well. So it's a pretty deep and nasty injury. She's in a very dangerous situation.
Yeah.
Let's keep him back.
At the Australian Reptile Park, cranky alligators are getting a little too close for comfort.
Oh, listen to that. The plan is to catch the big gators. And when we get them up close, we can individually identify most of them. But what we need to be able to do is identify them in the water when they're swimming around and causing problems. Start from the top, hey? Yep. Now, the only way to do that is to mark them, and then we'll be able to observe from a distance and find out who the trouble causers are. But they're all coming in. We have to be really aware because this situation can go bad really quick. Right, Mike? You're right, you go. But well, let's get number 2. Here he comes. Over here, fellas, we might catch him here, hey?
Gator number 2 is huge, with an appetite to match.
Good. Okay, rope. Come, bring him this way, swing this way. Watch him for roll. Again. This is one of the teenagers, and arguably the biggest gator in the lagoon. So we'll mark him now. The boys have decided we'll call him Stonker, and we get to watch him over the next few weeks.
Stonker doesn't want a paint job, and he's letting the team know it.
Just be ready, Dan. He can go anytime. Okay.
He's sucking in the big breaths, and that means he's getting his energy back. Okay, everyone on. He's going again, he's going again.
Just remember, you're just going to have to hold him still so he doesn't freak out, but I've got his little treats anyway for him.
17-year-old Declan and mum Carol Ann have arrived at the Bondi Clinic with their brand new cavoodle pup, Kujo.
Hello. Hi, how are you? This is little Kujo for his next injection.
He's been good?
He's been very good.
He has become my best friend very quickly, and he'll be my best friend for a long time. Hello.
Kujo is Declan's much-loved companion dog.
Declan has cystic fibrosis and he's been very, very sick his whole life. His doctor actually recommended a puppy dog for him to help him have a best friend, four-legged friend, you know, that's there every day, that wants to kiss him every morning and cuddle him, and it's made him a lot happier. It's given him a new lease on life. He loves him the moment he saw him, so it's awesome.
Hello.
Hi,
how are you? Now, is this Kujo?
This is Kujo.
Need that black fur somewhere? Yeah.
Can hardly see him, he's getting so long.
All right, come on through.
Chris has arrived back from Abu Dhabi just in time to give Kujo a vaccination and an all-important health check.
I'm hoping he passes his health check so we can go to the park. He can come to the hospital with me, maybe even go to the farm. Everything really.
How long have you had Kujo for?
About 5 weeks.
5 weeks, yeah. Oh, quick on the tongue.
Oh yes, he loves lick. He licks. Well, we say they're kisses.
They're French kisses.
Yes.
If they're kisses, they're really...
All over Declan's face. I'm like, oh, Declan.
It turns out this is more than just a health check for Kujo. This is actually a check to make sure that Kujo is healthy enough and protected enough to be able to go into a human hospital with Declan and keep him company while he undergoes treatment for cystic fibrosis. How's he been around home? Has he been nice and healthy and you haven't noticed any problems?
No.
Even though the risk of transfer of any disease between pets and people is incredibly small, the fact is, if Kujo isn't healthy on this health check, I can't pass him as being okay to go to the hospital. The outcome of that would just be devastating.
It's actually onto its pelvis as well.
Yeah.
At SASH, life-saving surgery is underway on little dog bite victim Coco.
You can see that tooth mark in the skin was just the tip of the iceberg. The tooth has actually gone right down into the muscles surrounding the spine.
The depth of the dog bite injuries on Coco's body is far worse than expected.
We're right down between the muscles of that left hind leg. So it's split down to the pelvis on this side too. Yeah, the biggest risk for Coco is going to be infection.
It's hoped that deep flushing will help remove any bacteria that may have come from the dog's teeth.
What we've done here today will minimise the chance of infection, but still, she's in a very dangerous situation.
Yeah. Seeing the extent of these injuries, I can only imagine how terrified she would have been when that dog pounced on her and mauled her.
Well, I'm pretty happy now. I think that's pretty clean. I'm comfortable that we can close her up. We've got these 2 drains in place that are going to continue draining the fluid from beneath the skin, and we'll wait and see how she recovers.
Come on, Coco, you've got to wake up now, honey. Every animal recovers from anaesthetics differently. Some sit up right away and others take a long time to wake up, like Coco. She's an older cat, she's cold, she's got lots of factors delaying her recovery. Hopefully she pulls through this because this little cat does not need another disaster.
There's a breath.
Yeah, it's moving a bit more.
It's coming around now.
There you go, that's better. Coco has finally recovered from the anaesthetic, and right now she's conscious, she's groggy on pain relief, but at least she's still with us.
Coco will have to be closely monitored around the clock to make sure there are no signs of deterioration.
You've been through so much, sweetheart. That's a brave girl.
It's getting taken out. That's him not too happy with it.
At the Australian Reptile Park, angry alligator Stonker has been marked and is ready for release.
So when it's time to jump off, we've got to do it swiftly and get out of the way because we don't want to get smashed by his tail, we don't want to get smashed by his jaws.
Okay, Dan up. Yep, right to go. Mike, back. 1, 2, 3. We've all jumped. Everyone's waiting for something to happen. 3. And Stonker just sits there. He starts to head back to the water and we pop the blindfold off. Job done.
2 adult males have now had their tails painted, so they'll be easier to identify.
Okay, well, that's 2. Let's get number 3. That's it. Watch, Bill. Righto, we're on.
Tim and the team suspect at least 2 more alligators need to be singled out. But all the commotion is making the animals even more aggressive.
Whack it. Righto, let's get up, boys. All hands on. 1, 2, 3. Okay, Mike, let's jump. Blindfold. Guys.
You got him?
Whoop, he's turning. He's not as big as Stonker, but he's bigger than Mr. Skinny. He needs a name. Malcolm in the middle.
Malcolm's telltale battle scars confirm he's one of the ringleaders.
This is a minor injury. We've had gators years gone by that have had really serious lacerations from teeth. That's exactly what we're trying to prevent. Okay, we're going to let him go, boys. You right to jump again?
Get ready,
Right,
he's going.
you hold him. Mike, off.
Right.
That's it, mate. Jeez, he took off. You right? That's Brutus. Heading away from us there. He's actually chasing that other gator off.
Tim and the team now have to round up the meanest gator of them all, a repeat offender called Brutus.
Brutus, a few years ago, was sent to the naughty corner.
Straight up.
We had to catch him, take him out and put him in a cooling off pond for spring and summer. That wasn't easy. Reintroduce him in autumn once it had cooled down. See you later. He's a lot bigger than he used to be. He's grown, not in length, but size. Oof. I know he used to be a cheeky teenager. I'm wondering now if he's the king of this lagoon. Watch out, boys.
So this is his worm tablet as well?
At the Bondi Clinic, companion dog Kujo is getting a thorough health check. It's an anxious time for owner Declan. He suffers cystic fibrosis and is desperate for Chris to give the little pup a clean bill of health.
This health check's very important because Declan goes into hospital every 3 to 4 weeks, and I would really love Kujo to be able to go in with him, and if he can't, it'll be very disappointing for Declan and upsetting to all of us.
What do you reckon? Is he going to scream?
Yep. Last time.
How are you with needles?
He's great.
Better than
Give
me?
it to Declan instead.
That'd be caring.
Next, Kujo needs a nail trim.
This won't hurt him.
But he isn't enjoying all the attention.
The thing about trimming a dog's nails is you're only removing the very outer edge of the nail, and there's no blood supply to that part, and there's no nerves in there either. So it should be painless. Hey,
It did hurt.
that is a measure of...
What a wussy he is.
Well,
How
hey, they
spoiled
were
he
your words, but I'm taking off the very tip. There's no nerve endings where I'm taking these bits of nail off. So
Spoiled, just showing off.
Kujo, the name in Spanish, means tough and strong.
Kujo, there's nothing wrong.
We'll probably have to rename him.
he's learnt
Bung it on.
that maximum volume gets maximum response. Because I'm holding his paw there. There's nothing more that I'm doing. The fact that Kujo is howling with apparent pain over what should be a painless nail clip tells me that life up until now, it's been pretty good. In fact, it's been as good as it gets. So he's been vaccinated, he's been wormed.
Lovely.
He's had his flea and heartworm treatment.
Lovely.
Okay, so he's had everything done. There's no reason why he can't go into the hospital with you. He looks great.
Which is good.
Feel very happy, so he gets to come in with me, so I don't have to worry about that anymore, and I can focus on getting healthier, I guess.
Chris also wants Kujo to learn who's the boss.
Good news for you, potentially not so great news for Kujo, is that Kujo needs to be enrolled stat in puppy school.
I think puppy school will be great for Declan and Kujo, for Declan's confidence to be able to go outside, to take him places, do things with him. Their relationship will even be stronger.
Good luck with this one. All right.
Thank you very much.
You got a good dog there, buddy. I'll see you soon.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Got him? All right, let's...
At the Australian Reptile Park, just seconds after the team finally managed to trap Brutus, the biggest and baddest boy of them all, escapes.
Plan B is to head out in the boat. Let's go fishing. They're hanging around the edges where it's shallow enough that we believe we can get a noose underwater and around the gator's head. Then we throw the rope into our mates, hold on for dear life, and get him ashore. Here he is.
Rather than the moon.
Hold on, back pedal. That's him.
Oh, we got him. Whee! Oh.
Okay, go. We've hooked one. I think it's Brutus, can't be sure. He's given us an awful fight. All I can think about is get the rope to Mike. He's all yours, mate. Let's get in. Righto, hang on, we're coming. One, two. Okay, that'll do. Biggest by far, hey? We're dealing with a serious gator here. Everyone on.
Brutus clearly isn't impressed with Tim's artwork.
I've made a bit of a mess down here, boys. This fella's been marked everywhere. Righto, he's done. Right, 1, 2, 3. There you go.
Not a bad day at the office.
Today was a success. Over the next days and weeks, we'll begin to watch them and build up a catalogue, some data that identifies who the troublemakers are, who the dominant gator is, who's being picked on, who's picking on others. We can then intervene and choose to remove an alligator and put them in a cooling off pond.
Hi, Coco. Hi, darling, how are you doing?
It's now been 5 days since little cat Coco was rushed into Sash after a shocking dog attack.
Let's get you out. That's a girl. Hey, hi, honey.
Coco was viciously mauled by a dog. She had surgery, had a bit of a rocky recovery, and now it's time for her drains to come out.
All right, now this is going to feel a little bit funny. Ready, Coco? We'll just do it quick. Done. Good girl. You didn't even notice.
But Lisa won't be able to relax until Coco starts to show some interest in food.
No more of this hunger strike. We're offering her different things, but she just turns her nose up at it. I'm going to try again today and see how she goes.
Hey, Coco, you want to try some of this?
I take Coco's favourite food off the shelf, I warm it up, I prepare it nicely, and I put the bowl in front of her face.
That's pretty good. That's a good girl. Look at you. Wow. Hey, that's so good. She's ravenous.
Within a matter of seconds, she just lays into it. And I am smiling a lot because this means that she is almost ready to go home.
You're going to have some more wounds, but at least you've made it through, huh? You're pretty good.
You're gonna have fun, Kujo. You're gonna do what you're told.
Declan and Kujo are back at the Bondi Clinic for school.
There we go.
Puppy school.
Hi guys, hi Declan. How's Kujo?
He's good.
He's been good. Come and take a seat. I'll just close the door and we'll get started.
I think Chris thought the puppy school would be good for Kujo because he's kind of spoiled and does whatever he wants, really.
Kujo, there's nothing wrong.
When Chris first met cystic fibrosis sufferer Declan and his new cavoodle, he quickly worked out that Kujo was already a handful.
He's learned that maximum volume gets maximum response because I'm holding his paw there. There's nothing more that I'm doing.
Chris prescribed immediate enrolment in puppy school.
So this is how your pup's going to learn how to interact with other people.
Head vet nurse Neil is in charge.
So by the end of the course, we're going to have happy socialised dogs. They're going to be happy meeting other people as well as meeting other dogs. If we get them to learn these things now, it means we're plain sailing for the rest of the dog's life.
It's essential that precocious pup Kujo learn some manners because he'll be accompanying Declan on his many hospital visits.
One of the most important responses is getting your dog to make sure that it knows its name and to come back to you. Bonnie, come. Good girl. We want to make sure that they're safe and they're listening to us. And that could be something that saves your puppy's life. Get really excited. Come. This way. Come on. Maybe Mum can help a little bit. That's a good girl. So call his name and then get him to come. Really excited.
Kujo, come. Kujo, come.
That's it. Good boy. When you're at home practicing, that excitement will get him to come to you, OK?
I knew that Kujo would be good for him because he does do what he's asked at home, but sometimes he mucks up. So I'm glad he did it well for him today in front of witnesses. So Declan was still happy.
Kujo, sit.
Good boy. Very good. So we've had a really good first class. Thank you for coming along and spending a bit of time. You guys are going to do a great job, I can tell already. So with Declan and Kujo, that bond is going to be so important for both of them. They're going to be best friends. They're going to go everywhere, do everything together. Thanks, guys. Keep up the good work. You're doing really well there, Declan. Very impressed. I can see this amazing relationship happening for both of them there.
Went very well. Very proud of you.
We love you. Coco. Hi, darling. It's time to go home. Hey? Good girl. You want to hop in here? Hey, you're a good girl.
At Sash, it's good news for dog bite victim Coco.
Coco is looking fantastic today. She's eating well, she's bright, she's happy, she's comfortable, and finally she is ready to go home.
Owners Tracy and Vance are relieved their little girl's ordeal is finally over.
I've prepared a little room for her at home. Everything's ready for her and we just want to take her home now and look after her.
That's a girl. They're going to be very happy to see you. Yes, they are. Let's go. Hello.
There she is.
Look who's here.
Coco. Hello, Cokes.
Oh, good girl. Gee, she looks fantastic.
There we go. There we go.
Coco. Oh, you like that?
When I brought Coco out to see Vance and Tracy, the smiles on their faces. At one point, they didn't even know if she was going to make it, and now she's in their arms again, purring and as happy as can be.
And now she's just going to have to turn some heads with that new haircut.
Coco's so lucky and we're lucky to have her. I can't believe that we're leaving with her today.
Thank you so much.
No
Thank you.
problem.
Thanks for looking
No
after
problem.
her. Thank you. Thank you.
She's in good hands at home, I know that. And indoors only now, please.
Oh, absolutely.
Treating Coco's been a little bit of a roller coaster. She wasn't looking good at all. And now, finally, she's going home, and that makes me one very happy vet.